everyone, to episode 143 of the Battlecast podcast. I'm your host, Peng, joined by my soon-to-be cosplay co-host of Misty,
Hey,
Anicor.
Okay. I want to say you're getting ahead of yourself, innit? But
You can only say that for so long because
I
the
know,
elo
until it actually
differences are
happens.
starting to really deviate.
Yeah,
We have a few people that already hit expert actually, 2750, not me.
yeah.
So there's
I guess
some people that
Legends
really had
probably
it back.
relatively reachable.
It is. Before EUIC, definitely. If I get it, it's a different story. But I have played pretty much every set, every single day. So, outside that one day I think I said I missed it, I think I hit every single set, which is what it is. But speaking of bets, though, we had Weather Week, and we had a Weather Week bets. And I just want to get that out of the way because we're going to cover it because I know people are itching to find out. I'm itching to find out, too. How did you feel about the week? Did you grind a lot or what? What was the situation?
Okay, you know what? Here's the thing.
If this was Speedy as cheap as a co-host, I'd be
you would have lost,
right? Because the thing is, when he was co-host, I was trying real hard, doing everything I can, still losing by a mile plus, right? You, on the other hand, I'm like barely trying, and I'm still winning by like 100 miles. So,
yeah, man. You know what? So
what's the situation?
Wait, let me turn
all your dust games from GBL, maybe if you even GBL this week.
Yeah. Okay. So I was like, okay, look. I was like, I'm gonna find an Ordino nest, and then it's game over. Game over, yeah.
Yeah. My guess is you didn't find a nest,
and I did find an Ordino nest.
It was like one spawn per hour or something.
Oh no, there was loads.
Okay,
there was loads of Ordino there.
Okay. What happened?
Whether I actually made it to the nest
thank God.
is another thing. So I mean, I was okay. While I was on the game, I was catching a lot. Yeah. But I think I was like, okay, let me try and find a day to go to the.
Let me pull out the chips for this one, man. I feel like this is story time. I'm gonna pull out my popcorn, but I don't have chips. I'll mute myself though to save the ears for everyone. All right. Tell your story. So
I was like, okay, look, I need to decide on a day to go to the Ordino nest. Yeah. Thursday happens, Friday happens. I know where it is as well. Yeah. There's like some Wham Ordino nest in South London. I'm in North London, bear in mind. But it would only have taken me like, I think, an hour on the train, so it's not too bad. But as is my biggest enemy whenever it comes to doing anything in London, it was bare cold, man. Some of the days it was raining, I think maybe like tiny bit of rain, and I just did not have the motivation. Okay, here's the thing. South London is not even nice in the first place. Yeah, so South London with overcast skies, little spitty rain on you, even worse, man. So it got to Monday and I was like, okay, look, this is the last opportunity, and I had to do my laundry on Monday. So
you had to do your laundry on Monday. You couldn't do it any other day.
Do my laundry on Monday. I was like, you know what? Yeah, I was like, I have a choice today. I was like, I could either go to South London in the cold, catching Pokemon.
Was it partly cloudy too? Because that would have really.
I think it was windy a lot more, but there might have been the chance of a partly cloudy coming up.
All right.
I was like, do that, or I could do my laundry and have a nice bed to sleep in tonight.
All right.
And just
post your total first, and then I'll tell you my story. What's the total? All right. So we have screenshots we calculated because obviously it's not just beginning and end. But we both spent a little bit dust, like powering some stuff up. So we just took that into a factor too. All right. What you got?
Yeah. So let
me see yours first, because
you're
just going to show it to the screen.
Oh, okay. Well, I think
that's fine,
it looks
too.
reversed in my camera, but okay.
No. There's a negative side. What do you mean? You lost us?
No. As in, I just worked it out by my so just under 600K.
We chillin'.
Oh my days, bruv. Do you know what the thing is? If I'd went to that nest on the Monday, I would have won.
Let me tell you. Right. So I found a nest. So here's what happened. I can send you the actual screenshot too, so you have a word of honor, but also you could actually see. But let me show you something. All right, so obviously I played a little bit, like just here and there. I didn't really even drop star pieces because I was like, not really too much to drop star pieces. I'm not really like I don't have really allocate time to just grind a bunch of like pairs might be here or there, but they're just not. I mean, I guess it probably would still have been worth to drop star piece throughout, but I just want to like dedicate grinding time. I did drop 2 star pieces for an hour straight during the Kyogre raid day, because I had the ticket. I had the tickets so you get like double dust for raids, but like I don't know, it's probably better just to actually catch stuff. But I just I'll just have like the Go Plus going on while I'm raiding, right? So I probably got some dust from there. Obviously some from GBL, and that's about it. Then come Monday or come Sunday night, right? I'm thinking the same thing you're thinking. I'm like, oh shoot, I got a day left. There might be a chance Anicor actually beats me for once, because he might actually try to catch something once in his life, right? And this is the one time I don't want him to, because I haven't tried it at all this week. So one of my locals tipped me off and was like, hey, there's a Audino nest. There's a few around the area, but there's only one that's like really good, because the other ones, it's not like a very big park or something. It was this one place about like 40 minutes drive from me, right? But I also had to get some gas for my car, get some groceries and stuff like that. I had to get a pair of glasses actually, because I haven't gotten vision checked in over 10 years. So I was like,
what actual glasses?
Yeah, I actually have glasses, but they're just like kind of like out of date and stuff. So I don't really wear them. So I should, right?
Did you lose eyesight?
Not really. So my I don't know if they do the same eyesight for you all, but my eye exam came out. One of my eyes is negative 0.5 and it was negative 0.75. So my vision's still pretty good.
That sounds low, but I don't know what the reference is in it. So.
I think it's very low. I think. Oh, you don't use glasses or contacts or anything?
No.
Oh, okay. I think like 0 is like just like perfect vision, and then like usually -1 like see a little blurry. But I've been able to see like I pretty much have 20/20 vision, but it's just like one of my eyes is slightly worse than the other one. So anyway, not a big deal. But the glasses will be here. They're like setting it up and stuff, so you'll probably see me with glasses in the future. But anyway, I do all that, and then I'm like, shoot, the event ends at 8. And so from this grocery store, I had to drive up another like 20, 30 something minutes to get there. I show up, so yesterday, right when the event is ending, I show up to the park at like 7:20 p.m. 40 minutes to grind. That's it. That's all I got. It was Audino Nest though. It was like a sports center, like like a public sports center. There's a pool and like basketball courts and stuff like that. I was driving around a lot a little bit, and I mean, it didn't really matter because you didn't really grind much. But if you did, the weather gods, have
laundry. Hey.
The weather gods blessed me on this one, because it was partly cloudy. The stars aligned. Only for 40 minutes were stars aligned. And let me send it to you, right?
40 minutes?
I don't remember how many Audino I catch, but here's a screenshot of one Audino. One Audino on a star piece, 9,450 dust. Oof. And in the 40 minutes, just 40 minutes, right? I didn't even lure up the stops. I didn't even think about it until it was too late, right? So I was just driving around like, there was only like a few spawns here or there. I had to turn off my Go Plus after a while because I missed out on at least like a couple Audino just from Go Plus. I was like, shoot, this is actually a ton of dust if I'm missing out. It's not worth it, right?
Yeah.
So I turned that off. I got over 300K dust in 40 minutes. How crazy is that?
Mad.
That's crazy, right?
That is so mad.
Double dust during a weather boosted extra dust event on top of that at an Audino nest. I was slapping myself afterward. I'm like, I mean, even if there was no bet with you, I should have just been living at this. I should have been living at this park this past week. I'll drive up an extra 20 minutes if I have to. But like, it was like what, 40 minutes one way to drive to the nest for that much dust? I spent more time driving than actually playing.
Yeah, that's
I mean, the nest is still there, but no double dust, no weather boost stuff. I mean, it's not going to feel the same, right? Like afterward, I caught one afterward, and it was like 3,000, 4,000 dust or something, which is still a pretty good chunk of dust. Let's not forget, but 9,450 dust, 10K dust almost. We be dropping star pieces for 100K dust for the end of GBL season rewards. 100K dust, dude. That's like I catch 10 Audino and I got 100K dust.
That's so mad, man.
Yeah. Wild, right?
Yeah,
Wait, no. Sorry, no. I had to catch 100. Wait, I did that math wrong, I feel like. There's 1,000.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. It's 9,000. It's almost 10,000 dust. Yeah. I catch pretty much 10 Audino.
Yeah, 10.
So I actually didn't catch that much Audino, right? Because, well, I mean,
You
if you do the
30,
math,
I guess,
yeah. And there was just a bunch of random other garbage I was catching too. Wild, right? Oh my gosh. The
I know one
way
day
worse.
when I run out of Stardust, I'm gonna be kicking myself.
I mean, you'd be kicking yourself for what you didn't do for years, not like just this one event. But
no, it will literally just be this one event. I'd be like, yo, I could have like played for a day and then not had to play for like months. You know. Oh.
Crazy. I hope they bring this event back. I mean, there was like a lot of things had to go perfectly, right?
Yeah,
they had to get Audinos and Ness, right? Audino and Ness had to be a thing. Happens like double does happen to be a weather boost. Like I don't know, like we talked about how how crazy it'd be to be at Audino Ness during weather boost, but like I was kicking myself yesterday when I saw that. I was like, oh, dude, I should have just came here earlier. And then the other thing, I was like, man, what if I like lost because like Anicor found one of these two? But then I was like, it's Anicor. We ain't worried. Come on now.
It's unfortunate because actually, like, you could have been worried, but
I could have.
Yeah.
Even if I didn't go to this nest, I feel like I still would have won. It would have been close. Because you had what, 600 something, and I got
about 600. Just under 600.
Just under 600. Yeah, so I still would have won. But it would have been actually close. No. That would have been a true score of like, yeah, we both didn't try and see who tried less. I mean, that actually would have been, that's actually a decent amount of dust, I guess, for not doing anything at all. Because I don't know about you, but I have like a decent amount of spawns at my house. So
I have good spawns, but to be honest, most of the time I went on like a few walks, like when I would go to the shop and stuff. But most of the time it was just Go Plus. One of the days I didn't actually play at all because like I missed I had to see a friend on like I think Saturday, so I didn't go to.
Not bad dust then, all things considered.
Yeah,
it's not bad.
I caught loads of Paris.
Well, I'm another all-time bets scores now 6-1, and that number's only going to increase, I think. Actually, no, we'll talk about that later. But all right, let's get into the YouTube comments. But overall, a great event in my opinion. The only thing that annoyed me was the lack of like the different. You know how there's different cast
forms,
quest. I just couldn't get Snowy cast form. It was like impossible.
I got one. What, from Quest?
Yeah, I didn't get a single one from Quest.
Oh, right.
Okay. So I couldn't finish that one. I literally couldn't finish that one. Everything else I caught, like, but yeah, it was super annoying. I just wish they spawned like all the weather once in a while, but is what it is. That's the only downside in my opinion. Everything else was good. All right, so let's get to YouTube comments. Ginger Ninja says, yeah, been Dragouchi and Ultra League and Great League this season. Ran Gunk in Great League though. I think GBL is probably better, but I don't mind it in Show 6. Considering taking it to EUIC. Bring your Dragouchi checks. Yeah. But let me just say, of the dragons, Gudra is a complete disappointment. I tried running it; it's not good in Show 6 in like the championship series format.
See, I was gonna try it out, but I think Altaria was the thing that put me off trying it out.
Altaria is probably slightly better, and Dragonair hits harder. It consistently, I think, beats Gligar.
Okay.
Which is nice.
It's good, yeah.
But it's just like everything else is just so weird. Yeah, it's not bulky enough. It doesn't really hit hard enough. It's just I don't know. I think like Guzzlord or Shadow Dragonair or Altaria are better dragons. Even Hakamo. I haven't tried Hakamo, but Hakamo seems to be doing some things based on what I see on X, but
nah, man, I'm not gonna lie. I don't
no, I see some people saying, "Oh, I did well with Hakamo," but the thing is, they're all at local tournaments, so it's like hard to say. Like, is it really?
I personally, I don't rate Hakamo in it. It just doesn't seem that good, and it's also like, I mean, I feel like it would be hard to bring in shows. You know, everyone's going to have a Gligar on their team, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then most likely a second dragon. Oh, sorry, a second flyer.
Mm-hmm.
And then it just doesn't feel like you can actually make good use of it.
Yeah.
And it also doesn't win certain things really dominantly. I feel
Mm-hmm.
like, aside from like Lantern, and even that's like not super dominant.
Right.
One thing I want to check is, because obviously I think we're expecting Gudra Comde this year, right?
Mm-hmm.
As like the dragon of the year sort of thing. So
Well, if they release Hisuian Gudra at the same time, that'd be really dope. Yeah.
I think it would, because it's already got a shiny. It's already it's already got a shiny, and that's usually the draw for Comdes. So okay, normal Gudra, what move do you reckon would make it useful?
Hisuian Gudra? It's
No,
tough.
normal
It's the
Gudra,
same type.
Gudra.
Oh, normal.
Yeah. Out of what it learns. I feel like,
I don't know. I feel like it has decent moves. Aqua Tail, Power Whip's good coverage. Frenzy Plant would be kind of fun, but I don't think they'll give it to Frenzy Plant.
Does it actually learn that?
I don't even know if it does. It might not. Let me see real quick. Gudra.
Ice Beam. Thunder. It doesn't really get any other cheap good moves. I guess it gets Rock Slide, which is kind of interesting.
Oh, and the cool thing is Hisuian Gudra or Hisuian Sliggoo evolves straight from regular Gudra, so you don't have to change the spawns. Yeah, so it's actually kind of cool. It's not like two different variants. Yeah, so that's kind of cool.
That's interesting.
Yeah. What can you give it though? Because it has. You could give it like a new move, I guess, but I don't know how that look like Rain Dance, but like we don't really know what that looks like. Raise that Dragon Breath, like Charm would be kind of weird on it. I don't really like Charmers that don't actually have the fairy typing. Chilling Water is also something that's a new move, maybe. Poison Tail could be interesting.
Chilling Water.
Then they could give it to like Clotsire maybe too. It learns Mud Shot, but I feel like you want the Dragon Breath pressure, right?
Yeah. Agreed.
I mean, at that point, you're not running any dragon moves on it if you're running Mud Shot. You're just running for the typing. Like, again, there's certain stuff like Body Press that, like, we don't know. Dragon Claw, maybe?
Does it get Dragon Claw?
It does get Dragon Claw. I mean, here's the thing. A lot of times when they give it moves in Learn Surf, too, when it gives it moves in community days, like, they're not, like, sometimes life-changing moves, but sometimes it adds a little bit of coverage. Sometimes it's not really even that much better.
Yeah.
Like, who's running Mega Horn, Clodside, right? Which, honestly, I'm okay with because all the good moves, like, aren't Elite TM required, at least.
And also, it could give it some potential in the future where, I don't know, Mega Horn might actually be the play for some reason.
Yeah.
Hisuian Gudra sounds very interesting.
It learns Counter from the Hatch variant.
Yeah.
If it learned Counter Dragon Claw, that could be interesting. I don't know. Nothing crazy. There's nothing like incredibly like crazy about it, I think. But yeah. But I think it'd be cool as a potential community day if they release both. Both. Because
especially like a Steel Dragon type that I'm assuming fits into Great League. Yeah. Like stats wise. So yeah.
Ginger Ninja also says get Eddie Hearn on the phone. He needs to promote this fight. Have you been training?
I started training today, yeah.
Oh, what's your training
I've been
looking
slacking
like
recently, but I'm just doing strength, like calisthenics,
calisthenics,
for the moment. And then I'm gonna start boxing once a week for now, just to keep myself,
I'm a little bit out of cardio shape. This last week when I was training, the trainer had like the different pads, right? Like, yeah, we'll go for a minute, right? Just to aim for different stuff. Towards the end, I was just like slow moving. But come on, you got 20 more seconds. I'm like, dude. I'm like, I need a break, man. I'm like, if I don't knock out Anicor in round 1, I'm done for. This is it. Maybe not even round 1. How long does the round last? 3 minutes?
3 minutes. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I might be doing some of that hugging thing where I'm like just too tired. I'm just stop you from punching too, I'm just like lean on you a little bit. Yeah,
man.
that's it's exhausting. I mean, I always knew that boxing and this stuff, kind of stuff, is tiring, right? Like, there's no way it's not, right? But yeah, I mean, to actually do it really puts it in perspective.
Yeah.
And no one's even hitting me back too, but yeah. Trainer Pond says, as your opponent this week in Battle Frontier, shout out my Sesame Timbers teammates and GG this week, whatever the outcome. What are at GG's? Yeah, we face off against Sesame Timbers. We had some close matches for sure, and shout out to their Ultra League guy too. I think it was Tooth Butter, I believe was her name. Yeah, Tooth Butter. I finally lost a set in Battle Frontier. Yeah. Dude, this Ultra League meta is so weird. I feel like I'm outcomped every week. I feel like every single week I'm outcomped. I don't know what to do about it. Yeah. It was
wild, man.
I was getting it was not a fun time. I ran the healer list too this time. And
is that the play?
It was okay. I pretty much brought into every game because like pretty safe. I think like their best check was like a Dragalge, but like you still have breaking swipe for it. The problem is it's so frail. It needed XL candy, so it's still frail. Like I wasn't even sure like if this is better into like the licky or like the licky is better into the it's normal typing too, right? Yeah. So you think, but
have you not used it in GBL before?
No, it was the first time I used it. No. I just made it just for so that was one of the things I made this week. But it was a thing I just made it. And I never ran a great league, obviously, because it feels even worse. But yeah, it's so frail. It's wild. I ran Thunderbolt on mine with breaking swipe, but they shielded a potential bolt though, so maybe they're more aware than I was.
Yeah, that was the one that caught you off guard, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway,
is your team 6-0?
Yeah. We had my teammates scared me a little bit here. Kimmy Sui got 3-0 too. Ooh. Second bout.
Got 3-0'd?
No, 3-0'd.
Oh,
3-0'd. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 3-0'd in a new meta that he hasn't played before, so it's nice. But yeah, so we're undefeated. I think we're going to be seeded one either way. Right now, we're just trying to get as many wins as possible in our last week, so that we'll have a higher seeding for playoffs. Yeah. What about you all? Are you all undefeated?
We're undefeated, but we're lower in points than Snova Tappers by like I think maybe like.
But you just got to beat them, and then it's fine, right? Then that's the tiebreaker. Yeah.
So that's
yeah. Good luck. What are your thoughts on a potential team format for competitive /worlds? I feel like this would be so hyped for some reason. Players can strategize between leagues, and I think it would make very compelling matches, as well as introduce other formats, Ultra League, Master League, to the official competitive scene. Even if it's just a team of 3, Great League, Ultra League, Master League, I think it would be a great addition to the official competitive scene. Dude, so that would be so cool, but like, it would be different than any other Pokemon game outside Unite, right? Unite is inherently a team game, so you have to. But all the other Pokemon games are single stuff, right? And formatting, all that stuff's going to be super weird. Also, like, qualification is going to be weird, right? So, like, I guess they could do championship points just like how they do for Unite. Because let's say, like, you and I are on the same team for Unite first month. Next month, you can't play, so we had to add a sub, right? So, the individual players get championship points, not the team as a whole. So the end to qualify for Worlds, I think, is based off of like your total championship points added up from all your team members. So let's say if you don't play with me the second month, you play with a different team or you just had sit outs, we could potentially add you later, and maybe the extra points from the other teammates will be enough, right? Stuff like that. I think it'd be really cool. It's just going to be, I think, a lot of work for TPCI to manage. But also, the other problem with that is
streaming. It seems like it would be quite complicated.
Well, I don't think so, because you could do like one at a time, right? It'd be like Great League first,
but then it's
Ultra
like
League, then Master League. Like, remember at EUIC last year during the pre-show, we had like something like that, like a Team Kale versus Team Speedy kind of thing.
Yeah.
So well, then something like that.
It's like one match takes way longer than one match takes for.
Oh, that's fine though. Yeah, you just end up having. I mean, we don't have like 1,000 people at our tournaments anyway, right? Yeah, so it's just maybe a few less stream matches on day 1 and then plenty on day 2 still, right? Because it will be like it'll probably just be a top 8 anyway on day 2 because top 8 of teams of 3. So it's not like going to be like top 16 with 3 people on top of that, right? Like so, because the numbers just reduce if you cut everything in a third. So I like the idea a lot. There's a lot of potential downsides to it. There's a lot of pros. There's also a lot of cons. I think one con is people getting into competitive scene. How are they gonna form a team of 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like if let's say like I'm like just starting my first tournament, I'm like I don't really know anyone, right? Also, like the other thing is like I don't really know people that have Ultra League and Master League Pokemon, right? So I think that's like another issue is the accessibility because it's much easier to find a teammate that has other Great League stuff, but if you're new to the scene, not only maybe you don't have the best Pokemon, but also you have to find 2 other people that have, whaled out, right, for other stuff. It's also weird too with Master League because like there's some sketchier, harder to acquire Pokemon, and whereas Great League that's not as much of an issue these days, but in Master League, yeah, I mean. It's not easy to get the XLs for some of these. Let's just put it that way, right? So some people are grinding them legit, but there could be a team of 6. You'd be like, man, they got a new Lunala and a Solgaleo and a Zygarde and a Mew. Be like, whoa, this looks a little. What? Here comes the Zaru too. Like, whoa, this looks a little weird, right? But I think the team format, even if it's not Master League, is like 3 different Great League slots or whatever, would be super cool. It's just there's some. I think the biggest barrier is getting newer players. How do you get newer players involved, right? But
what do you think about the prospect of like maybe not locals, but just like a different format? So maybe it's sort of similar to locals though. Maybe it's organized by locals. So regionals still stays, single player Great League. Whereas locals, you have the option to host these kind of tournaments, and it still pays out in championship points.
Maybe. I don't know. I feel like local scene is even harder to implement that because there's just not as much people. Like imagine like 2 teams show up and just like 3 versus 3 and that's it. Like it's just like.
But obviously you'd have like a minimum in it, so it's like the same as the same as with single player. You have like a minimum of 4. So obviously they'd only host it if there was 4. Maybe they host it on like the same day as a single player tournament as well.
Yeah, I think it's just really tough because it's not built into the game, right? Team formats is a very grassroots oriented thing. Like whereas Pokemon Unite, it's built into the game that there's 5 people on each side and all that stuff. So I think first and foremost, one, that's much harder for TPS to justify changing their whole format just for this. And 2, even if they did, it's really hard for players to simulate this at home, right? Like GBL is still 1v1, right? It's not like you load up with a squad of 3 and you're watching their battle after your battle, blah, blah, right? So it's even harder to translate the casual audience to competitive play because of that. Whereas Pokemon Unite, it's very easy to translate the casual audience to competitive play because whatever they're playing at home with 4 random teammates is still at least the official format, right? You might be friends with some people on Discord or whatever, and then you can actually form a team. But you're used to that format at least, right? Just maybe you might not be on comms with people, right? Whereas in Pokemon Go, it's like, I don't know. I think it'd be so cool though. I really think it'd be super cool, right? Because here's a really cool thing you could do with it. Even let's say this is one of my favorite formats, actually, right? Shout out to the people who used to run Ghost Stadium that came up with this format for what do you call it?
Go Team Up.
Go Team Up. I guess actually came up before Go Team Up. Actually, the Arkansas PvP was the official tournament organization, or even before that, when megas were around, in-person megas before COVID. People be traveling around, they'd be doing this format too. It was
there was megas.
Format.
Oh, mega tournaments. Okay.
Yeah, mega silk tournaments. Yeah.
Okay.
They call it megas because it's just like everyone fly in from like all over the place. But they started doing this in US particularly for like team format stuff, and it was team draft. Team draft is really cool, right? So imagine
that's what they use in most MOBAs, right?
I mean, yeah, MOBA's different because you're playing like one champion, right, or one Pokemon, or whatever, and Unite. But like for Pokemon Go, you have 6 Pokemon on each team, right? But for those I don't know, so team draft would be, and we did this actually for Twitch Rivals for Pokemon Go when we did it. So honestly, Niantic's very familiar with this format because I think people at Niantic were some of the people that helped drafted the formats for Twitch to do it. But it was like, imagine you go into a tournament, you and two of your homies and stuff from your team or whatever, and it's all Great League, right? Let's just say if it's all Great League, I think it could still be really, really cool. You each can only bring one specific Pokemon from your combined roster of 18 Pokemon. So, yeah, sure. Like in the Medicham days, Medicham is broken, but only one person can have Medicham, right? Or only one person can have Gligar, right? So you're not going to see Gligar on every team. Only see one on one team potentially, right? That's it per squad. Now Lickitung everywhere. So everyone has to customize, and that for starters changes the meta really well, right? Because you are able to be way more creative when it's a team draft, because you have 12 other Pokemon that are good that are going to be picked up from your teammates. So how you mix and match your team would look super interesting. And we saw this a lot actually in the old team format as a Go team of Arkansas PP, and even before that, the in-person stuff, right? And I think, in my opinion, that is one of the best team formats and most exciting ones. And honestly, I kind of wish Battle Frontier did something like that. But for starters, I think most people that run Battle Frontier are a little bit, like, I won't say newer to the scene, but they weren't around during the old days. Like their first team format was probably factions, right? So a lot of them probably didn't, it wasn't on their forefront, or maybe just like the majority of people didn't think of that. So they kind of like no hate on Battle Frontier. I think they have a great format, but their format looks pretty much like the old Sil factions, right? It pretty much is. It is pretty much
it's just the same. Yeah.
It's the same, except on a different platform with different formats and stuff. And for the most part, the rules are the same too. But for the old school stuff, obviously with the team of 7, that'd be impossible to do as well, right? But like this is on the old the previous iterations. I think that would be super cool. Teams of 3, best of 3 as well, right? Doesn't matter if you go, like, it's just like whoever wins more out of the series, and then maybe the third person doesn't even play if you go 2-0, right? I don't know,
right?
Because what's the point at that point? But
what is it, elimination?
Probably could be double elim as well, or something like that, or you could do some like group pool stage or something, But there could be a lot of ways to run that, I think. But I think that'd be super, super cool to do. Maybe you do.
I'm not gonna lie, hearing you explain it, it does sound quite exciting. I might actually looking into. I might, towards the end of the year, or maybe like the
I think
awkward
it'd be a
period
cool format,
between Worlds and then the start of the new season, like
it's not actually that long though. It's like a month. I'm
gonna see though. Maybe sometime.
I think it could be a cool like format to do, but on the official circuit, that could be really cool. Honestly, they can actually make like a group stage, because they do this for Unite, where they have a group stage and then they have like double elim bracket after that. Right. So in the group stage, what you could do is you have all players play out all their battles, even the third person, even if they go 2-0, so that you tally the score, so you have scores for tiebreakers in case like two teams have like blah blah blah, right? Yeah, exactly, and do seeding. So that way everyone gets to play still, right? Because imagine like you're in that third slot and your team gets 2-0 like back to back, and be like, wow, I just flew out to here and didn't play at all, right? That's not even like going 0-2 and done. Like, so everyone gets to play group stage, and maybe like a minimum of like we'll play against 3 or 4 teams and stuff. I think that'd be super cool. From not only like from a competitive standpoint, that makes the game a lot more interesting. It's also more fun to like root for like teams, I think, right? Team games are way more fun to root for than single player games. Like think about sports, right? Like people are rooting for their like favorite like football / soccer team or basketball, whatever, right? You don't really see people rooting as hard for like, oh, that's my favorite track star, right? They're really good at the 100 meters, right? Like it's just like it's not as satisfying. Or like that's my favorite swimmer, right? And it's this one favorite, like one swimmer that's good. Like like there's ebb and flows of like certain players being really good at the individual sports, but it doesn't garner the same amount of excitement. And I think that's why certain esports like Rocket League or like the MOBAs like League of Legends or Dota, or even like Valorant, stuff like that. These are all team games, and there's a lot more excitement behind it. On top of that, there's actually even more incentive for esports orgs to invest in it, right? You have like 100 Thieves and like Team Liquid and Team Solomid and all this stuff, right? Like all these actual esports orgs investing money into the team esports. And right now we have some esports groups investing in Pokemon Go players, but it's not the same, right?
No.
Like you got like the only one I can really think about is the Lagger group that support Doombug, right? Which is cool, right? I think it's good for him for getting that sponsorship.
I guess
and some other
7-Eleven.
people.
That's probably like
7-Eleven, yeah, 7-Eleven, yeah.
that's
But
the
like
biggest one,
that's like 7-Eleven is pretty dope in Mexico. I don't know
Yeah.
why. I don't know how they got
Yeah,
to
same.
where they are, but I
Don't know
wish
why,
our
but I guess
7-Eleven.
so.
I got a
Yeah,
7-Eleven near me, and I wish it was like that, right? Just give me a Pokestop at least for the 7-Eleven or a gym. I don't even have that going on, but yeah, but those are like the only two examples, right? 7-Eleven obviously a bigger org, but outside that, like not many big, tier one orgs, I guess. But that would incentivize more investment from esports orgs to be involved in the Pokemon Go competitive scene too. It's something, yeah, I think it'd be super dope. Again, the barrier to entry does increase a little bit, but I mean, that's just
it's
like
it's not replacing the actual circuit though. Do you know what I mean? So it's like you can
Oh,
still.
I want to
play
replace it.
you want to replace it? Fair enough.
Yeah, I think it'd be more fun to watch. Well, here's the thing. I think it would be more fun to watch in the solo circuit after a while too.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it actually would.
But would you like stop competing in the solo circuit if they both existed side by side?
Yeah, that gets weird too because you probably can only choose one over the other, right? I think the problem with that is our player base is not big enough for you to split it. Because right now, like we're gaining like some increased participation throughout these tournaments, right? Championship points might be part of it, but also maybe more people getting word of it or just trying it out and liking it. But either way, like if you just suddenly split the base, right, it just gets weird. And also, like it's like, oh, like I wonder what the good players are doing. Are they doing team or are they doing solo, right? Because maybe I'll just avoid the good players. They're all doing team, and I'm just going to do some solo stuff this week, right? This weekend, it's just like I don't know. I think you would have to just commit to like one or the other.
Yeah, but you would definitely have some players who like thrive in one of the environments because obviously the formats aren't going to be the exact same.
Well, I mean, you're still facing off against one player, right? And then this ain't like factions or Battle Frontier where you got someone in your ear, right? Like I think you have to you have to just play your own battles still, but you can prep with your
I guess
teammates.
In terms of like what you can use, do you know what I mean?
Team building, and adapting to teams would be a very important skill to have, right? Because building teams, I mean, you don't have to have great team building skills if one of your teammates has great team building skills. That's good, but like it's just like playing against different teams would be interesting, right? Because you had to factor in so much more in the meta than what you're currently running. So, yeah, I don't know.
I'm gonna think about this, because
yeah, I mean that's how Battle Frontier or that's how Go Team used to be teams of 4. I think Arsenal PvP had teams of 5, right? But I think this teams of 7 is way too hard to do.
Yeah,
teams of 3 could be good.
Teams of 7 is definitely geared towards the way the format is at the moment. So
yeah, with faction stuff,
seems,
right?
That seems a bit too much.
Yeah,
for this.
Teams of 3 could be really solid, but we'll see. I know Go Team Up they would like ban certain things too for different metas, but I don't know if that's needed as much. I don't think it's needed as much these days. Yeah, I think like they're just trying to be different and stuff, but they had to. I don't know. I think they kind of started slowly going towards the Sylph route of like making things too complicated. Like they started making things like I think like it was just like at a certain point it's just like it's better just to keep it like keep it more basic, right?
Realistically, like what's it? Niantic do these days are just they are the ban list. Do you know what I mean? And
they're making updates every 3 months.
Or buff something every season.
Yeah.
You can kind of safely go along with that.
Yeah, I feel like as someone that hasn't hosted these kind of tournaments with my formats and whatever, I feel like I kind of get the mentality of why some organizers or meta developers go down this route of making things more complicated. Because I think for them, they just get bored, right? They're like, well, I don't want to do the same meta anymore. Let's make it more interesting. Let's do a point system. Let's do blah, 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 right? And like for them, like it's just like, I'm like, dude, it was fine as is, right? In just the open format, especially with team draft, teams are varied enough. But I feel like for them, they're like, or maybe they feel pressure from people in the community, like, oh, this feels the same, right? Like, oh, we gotta spice it up. We gotta make it more interesting. I'm like, just keep it like, chill out a little bit, right? Like, I think like again, we talked about this before, right? And like no hate on Sylph, they did amazing for the community, but like towards the end, it was just so complicated. The tournament format in general was complicated. The metas were complicated. There was like 20-page documents for these like tournaments. I was like, what is going on? Like, I don't know what this is. It's too much, right? I think that's the one area you don't want to fall trap into, because the championship series format, it's fine. There's nothing complicated about it, right? You use these Pokemon, right? Obviously, like certain nerfs will happen or buffs will happen every 3 months, but it's not like every regional. There's like slight meta shifts too, right? In a lot of ways, because people are adapting to the meta and trying to counter, like staying one step ahead and all this stuff. So like let the players be the one to deviate. But in a team format, like in team draft, easy.
Yeah, especially when you've got the draft option, it's like it diversifies it even more. That it just may just not be necessary.
Yeah, I remember we were playing against Valor Ash in the Go Team Up thing, and the man ran a Crustle. I was like, what the heck? Like, even in team draft, you shouldn't be picking Crustle. Like, I know this a couple years ago, but there are better options for rock Pokemon if you need, or anti-flyer Pokemon. But he ran Crustle. Yeah, he ran Crustle, and I think he ran Talonflame too.
Yeah, mad. Fire Spin Talonflame.
Dude, I don't even know why he loves that Pokemon so much, but it's I don't know. We love what we love, I guess. But as a person that just runs Bastion tournaments too, but yeah, no, great comment though, Trainer Prawns. I think for people out there, this is not really Niantic people now. This is for TBCI. For our TBCI listeners, something to keep in mind, maybe for the future. It could be good. It could be good. Now I know there's probably a ton of red tape and things and approvals and stuff you need to do, and I think some people will be like, "Why the heck are we changing the format? I can't find 2 people to play with." Blah blah blah. Or like it's probably more expensive, obviously, to fly to these events with 2 friends and stuff. But I think it could be really cool.
Do you know what? Really I think my idea of like having it at locals and stuff like that is a good entry point, because it's like you're giving.
Yeah.
So you're still getting like championship points, right?
Yeah.
It's like a separate meta. Oh, not a separate meta, but it's just like a separate event that you can take part in. Do you know what I mean? So like how TCG they have like pack draft and then.
What if for the cups they're team formats instead of the challenges are regular, but cups are team formats? Because cups you kind of want more people to be at them anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I wouldn't feel as bad if there's like 4 teams at a cup and each of them are getting points if there's like 12 people still, right?
Yeah, true. But like from a practical standpoint, like if TPCI were to like roll out something, I feel like the start is just making it a separate format at locals alongside the actual format, because then that way it's like it doesn't confuse the player base too much.
Yeah,
it just
I guess
gives them like an extra option.
It might confuse some of the TOs though that are hosting these.
Yeah, but the TOs are confused already. So
some of them are. Yeah.
It's
I guess that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think I'd be cool with whatever, right? I think as long as I think that would be a really cool starting point. Team draft. That'd be dope. Just have it in Arcanine system where like, oh no, you're not registering on Arcanine. You're registering at the local. Well, just make sure the TOs know not to like have anyone with repeat Pokemon. Yeah. Obviously, Shadow and non-Shadow all counts as one Pokemon. You can't be like, yeah, but I'm running the non-Shadow Gligar and my teammate Anicor's running Shadow, right? But I'm running the Shadow Whiscash. He's running non-Shadow. It's like, dude, we were playing the same freaking team. Yeah. Don't do some weird shenanigans like that. T-Wassel says, a hacker will make top cut at Utrecht, though. Vig has better coverage with Rock Slide, but for Hakamo, it was just an upgrade as it was already running that move.
Yeah, but I think a dragon could make top cut at Utrecht. Do you know what I mean? Whether it's necessarily,
huh? What are you trying to say about Utrecht?
No. I'm saying like, due to the meta, a dragon could make top cut because dragons were kind of all right there, innit? But like whether it was specifically because it was Hakamo, I'm not sure. I don't think Brick Break really gave it much. As in, obviously it gave it something, but I don't think it's all of a sudden good because of it.
It probably picked up a couple wins, but
yeah, but I just don't think like, especially versus like other dragons, or like if you're looking for the fighter role, then other fighters really. So that's just my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like Guzzlord's just better. I feel like, but
Guzzlord's better. There's a lot of things I think.
Yeah.
Better in it.
T-Boss also says, I think people over-prepared for Feraligatr and made the meta pretty hostile to it. Kind of similar to Charlotte, how Annihilate didn't do too well because teams overloaded on counters. Give it some time and maybe a shift in the meta, and I think we'll see it put in work. Maybe.
I think so.
Maybe. Personally, I think it's still kind of hard to run, but it's possible.
I think it's hard to run, but I think it's also hard to run, like just as hard as a lot of things that people are running in the meta anyway.
Gallade. I was running Shadow Gallade earlier today in some scrims with a patron. Oh my gosh, that thing's garbage. Dude, I'm shielding against Lantern, right? I'm like, I don't think I can eat a Surf. I definitely can eat a Thunderbolt. And even if they're baiting with, like, I don't know which is going to be because they build up the energy.
Can eat a Surf.
Dude, that thing
you have to really... I want to try it out,
garbage.
but I think you have to really, really build around it. Like, you can make it good, but...
What are you building around it, though? I feel like it's a counter for Lantern you're losing to it. I feel like the Whiscash, you had to shield a Mud Bomb, too, right? Like, you definitely had to shield the Scalds.
Yeah, you just have to set yourself up for, like...
They're just better options, I think. Who are you farming down with Psycho Cut? It's not like there's a bunch of Toxico lying around for you to Psycho Cut down, right? Like what's around? Sneasler? Like, come on now. You better hope that Sneasler don't got Shadow Claw, right? TSL says the craziest thing to me about Goianya, is that how you pronounce it? Goianya,
yeah.
Goianya is that there wasn't a single buff mon in the top cut. Utrecht had way more buff mons, Mantine, Dragonair, Hakamo, and top cut, and half the stuff wasn't even eligible. Yeah. That is an interesting observation. Yeah, I do think I think Vancouver's this upcoming weekend. As we approach Vancouver, I think things will definitely look a little bit different than Goianya. I mean, it's a different region too, right? And also, like, even if it's the same region, like sometimes meta shifts from regional to regional.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think the meta is kind of funky right now. Like, it feels a lot similar to the last meta. It doesn't really feel that different. Because what was really changed? Gallade, I said, hot garbage. Hakamo, questionable, but there's other dragons I think that are pretty solid. And Gudra, hot garbage, right? We got a buff Dragonair, like but that's about it.
It feels like a really good development in terms of obviously there's not too much that's like directly impacted the meta, but I think the differences in all the usage stats we're seeing are kind of like adaptations from players as opposed to anything particularizing up, because again, it's like, you know, Cresselia being such high usage, and even if you look at like a lot of teams from like locals and stuff like that, you know, a lot of people are using Cresselia and maybe less people using Lickitung, and there isn't really like a solid reason for doing that. Like, there's not exactly one mon that's, you know, come up where everyone's like, okay, now Cresselia needs to be the thing and no longer Lickitung, you know?
Right.
But it's just, you know, players adapting to the environment. So I think it's, super interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens this weekend as well, because, again, it seems like there's a lot of really viable picks at the moment, especially if players keep on playing in this kind of way where they're like, you know, making these adaptations, trying to like predict what the meta is going to be like at the next event. Could be interesting.
I think it'll be definitely interesting for sure. I mean, I think this specific meta shift wasn't as big as some previous ones, but I'm okay with it, right? I think overall it's not too bad, but I do think it's a time for Trevenant to return. Bring Trevenant, the old Trevenant, back.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
I think you bring the old Walrein back, except, you know, don't change Earthquake stats. I think with Earthquake being nerfed, Walrein's not even that strong anymore, even the old Walrein, right? With the Icicle Spear, like old Icicle Spear. What else needs to be brought back? I feel like I would rebuff Breaking Swipe too. Breaking Swipe is just so useless now. Rayquaza is just like struggling in Magic League. No one even runs it anymore.
Personally,
and that'd be a great check to Palkia. And also, like, people were just complaining about Steelix and Ultra League. What? We got Talent Flame that got buffed. We got Poliwrath with counter now. Skull got buffed too. Like, Tentacruel Skull got buffed. So even that match was not too bad. Like, I don't think I don't think Steelix is going to be as oppressive as it was when Breaking Stride first came out with 100% debuff. I think that would help.
One thing we did see, and I don't know if this will necessarily impact anything, but obviously it was only the last event of the season where Steelix took, I think, 3 or 4 places in the top cut at.
Yeah.
Um,
it was the one that
was it like
Podamon won.
Like that?
Was it Gdansk?
I think it was Gdansk.
It was whatever Podamon won, yeah.
But yeah.
Podamon had it. Paul had
so
it,
we only had like one tournament to actually see that. So whether it would have like caused havoc in the format afterwards, or whether it would now, I don't know.
I don't think so. Whiscash is dominant. But, like, what are you going to do, right?
True.
Cloudsire's around too. Like, I mean, I know people don't really use it much, but it's another thing that hard checks it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Registeel is pretty much like irrelevant in a lot of situations because it doesn't have targets like Steelix to cover, right? So, yeah, I think we need to bring that back. I want to rebuff Rock Slide. You know how Rock Slide got nerfed a couple seasons ago? It was like over a year or two ago.
Yeah,
I would love that to be rebuffed because I think there were just people were like complaining about Glaring Stunfisk and Melmetal.
Yeah,
dude, those things are so irrelevant now, right?
Melmetal especially in it. Yeah.
Melmetal especially in Master League, but Glaring Stunfisk is so irrelevant
without the old Earthquake. It's,
Ultra League but even with the old Earthquake in Ultra League, it was pretty weak because Virizion was everywhere, and arguably the best fighter in Ultra League walls it off, right? So you have nothing to hit it with. Registeel is just far superior, but this gives, I feel like, Galarian Stunfisk more play as an anti-flyer. Because, like, there's, like, these old weird spreads of Noctowl that Noctowl beat the Galarian Stunfisk because Rockside just didn't do enough, right?
Yeah.
Like, rebuff that. Gives Shadow Machamp maybe some play, even though Shadow Machamp still wall off by Annihilate. So, what's the fear there, right? Just rebuff. Yeah. I feel like rebuffing Rockside is a good play.
I guess Vigoroth would be a bit stronger, but you got checks to that.
Yeah, but you got Annihilate that walls it off too, right? And then, and if people start bringing in Shadow Machamp, then it's over. But, yeah, those are probably the things I would rebuff off the top of my head for an outcome meta. I don't know. We'll see. It'd be cool. Maybe rebuff Metacham a little bit. I think Metacham was in a good spot in the last meta, last meta before the 10 damage nerf. 10 damage nerf I feel like is a little too much. Plus, like, especially with Annihilate now, like, I think it's really fine to have Metacham back in the meta. I don't know. We'll see. But, yeah, we'll see how that goes. If it's a match says, yeah, in Caleb's dreams, I don't remember what that comment's referring to. Do you know?
Yeah, same.
What am I dreaming about? I don't know. I don't remember.
Wait, was it the fact that I won the EYC?
Oh, yeah. That you won a tournament. Yeah, that you won a regional. That's right. Only in my dreams. Not even Anicor's dreams.
Reality.
Even Anicor realizes that's a little bit too much of a stretch. Yeah, no. Anyway, that's going to do it for our YouTube comments. Thank you all for leaving some very thought-provoking comments, as usual. We have before we get into some of the updates for like events and stuff, I know we didn't have any tournaments, like big tournaments this weekend, but you had a cup, right? Is it a cup and challenge or just a cup?
Yeah. So, I mean, originally there was on the Saturday, it was a cup and challenge at the same time, or like one after the other.
Yeah.
And then on the Sunday, there was a cup in a different location.
Okay.
And I was planning to go to all three. However, one of my friends had come back to London. I haven't seen her in like over a year. Like a year and a half, something like that.
Yeah.
So I couldn't go to the cup and challenge, unfortunately.
So you only went to the cup.
So I went to the cup on the Sunday, and honestly, bruv, I was nearly not going to go to that as well. Yeah, I wake up Sunday, and it's the same thing as like the thing about the Ordino, innit? I'm looking outside, it's like spitting rain, it's all grey.
What do you mean you're not playing outside though? What's the big deal?
Yeah, but that's not the point. It was making the journey to there. I was like, I don't want to do this.
Oh, dude. Don't move to Seattle, Washington. Disgusting. It's raining there like 90% of the year.
Yeah, I have no plans of that. That sounds disgusting. So it was really, really not inviting in it, yeah. But I kind of, and like, my tummy wasn't feeling very well. I was like,
your tummy wasn't feeling well.
Yeah. I was not in the best sort of thing.
Bad breakfast or something.
Yeah,
like,
pretty much. Yeah.
Did you have a boo boo too on top of it, or what?
So I was just like, I was really, but I made it down there. It was cool. It was down in Brighton. So it's like a roughly an hour train. Oh, I forgot that Klefki's born in Brighton.
It don't matter. They're gonna be in GoFest soon.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so went down on the train. Met up with a few of my teammates who it was sick because I haven't seen them in. I seen Tomahawk at Worlds.
Yeah.
Yeah, out of the people that I got the train with, I only saw Tomahawk at Worlds, and the rest of them I think I hadn't seen in. I guess I saw one of them.
Dude, I did not
I saw
realize
him
this.
when I was
I
there in
saw
August,
this online.
What?
But it was Richie Beckett posted it too. It was for the Liverpool regional, but he had it pinned, and I just saw it. How many feeder teams are there for Tea and Pizza? So there's Tea and Pizza, there's Tea and Pizza Academy, there's Tea and Spice, and there's Tea and Pizza Hidden Powers. Are you all the fourth team?
Nah, bruv. I just told you we're undefeated, bruv.
No, it doesn't matter if you're undefeated or not, but I'm just saying, are you the fourth team
we're the fourth team to join. We're the fourth team to join.
Yeah, but what's the order of like importance here, right? So obviously, Tea and Pizza, the OG team is number one.
I mean, obviously, I'm gonna think my team is very important. I mean,
any Tea and Pizza people, let us chime in because there's a good chance that at least one out of the 500 of you are listening to this episode. So feel free to let us know. But I'm looking at this graphic from Tea and Pizza that Richie Beckett reposted.
Oh, is it the one with the Mario or Smash Bros?
Super Smash, yeah. And you got Tea and Pizza Hidden Powers at the very bottom, right? Player number 4, which makes me think that you are the weakest of the feeders, right?
If you want to think that, that's fine.
Give me the update, and before we get into your local stuff, give me the update. Who's doing better in Battle Frontier out of the 4 teams?
Us and Tea and Pizza, because we're both undefeated.
What about Academy and Tea and Spice?
They're not undefeated. I think so. With the current rules, I think maybe one of them is going to make, because it's like they take 4 teams, right, to playoffs. I don't know if it's the same system as last season where they split off like the top 2 teams were doing playoffs for the top 2 divisions, and then the other 2 teams would do playoffs for the other 2 divisions. I don't know if they're going to do the same thing. I don't know. They've said that they're moving the top 4 teams in each thingy. I think all 4 might make that. Okay. I'm not 100%.
But you
sure,
all 4 are in open right now.
Yeah. Well, all of Europe is open.
Okay, no gotcha. So none of you all chose to. Wait,
our team was the only one who actually played last season.
What is going on with your brother's photo? Is he like riding a donkey or something? What is in that?
Oh, photo? I think that's a deer from Japan.
Yeah. I was like, there's like a straight up animal next to him. I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So our team was the only one that played last season, and we chose not to stay in NA because I think we were. I think we ended up getting like whatever the 3rd division is, and we were like, nah, leave it. I think we didn't really take it like too seriously during the actual thing, and then the playoffs we were like, okay, let's take it seriously. But then we were already capped at getting maximum 3rd division because we didn't do well enough in the group stages in it, so we were like, leave it.
So what's Tea and Pizza's deal? If you have anyone good in any of these teams, they just snatch them up, right? That's why I thought you all were the main feeder because they just grabbed up Dinoski, but it seems like they just cherry pick whoever they want, right?
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Like, okay, I'll say that this weekend was my first event with all the Tea and Pizza people.
Yeah.
And I think ultimately it's like they'll ask players if they want to go up to that team, but I think once the season starts, it will pretty much just be like playing for your team if you want to play for your team sort of thing. But a lot of the focus is on regionals and stuff instead because loads of people attend the regionals, right? And I think more so than a lot of other groups. So That was like the really cool feeling I got this weekend, because even the Brighton regional, for example, it's like I think maybe half of us were were Team Pizza players there, and then the top cut was 3/4, so it was 8-player top cut. We had that really awkward thing where 4 people don't get points.
Wait, how many total people were at the cup?
I think it was 17 or 18, something like that.
Yeah.
So
couldn't be 21.
Yeah, unfortunately. But yeah, we had 3/4 Team Pizza top cut. That was kind of cool.
What you run?
And so what did I run? Now here's the thing: if I'd have played the Saturday, so if I'd have played the Cup and Challenge the day before, then I think I would have had a better idea. But I literally got on the train and I was like, I kind of know what I want to run, but at the same time, like I knew 4 Pokemon I wanted to run, right? I'd submitted a team for the Asian
ML, right?
Well,
I knew I was going to run the Wishcast, Gligar, Lickitung, and Annihilate.
We'll see. So I'd submitted a team already for the Asian tournament.
Yeah.
And I was like, I could run with that. I hadn't played a game with it yet, but I was like, let me try this other team that, I was thinking of doing. So instead of a Guzzlord team, I was like, let me go for a Shadow Dragonair team.
Mm-hmm.
So I was set on Shadow Dragonair, Shadow Feraligatr, Shadow Gligar, and what was the other one? Dugong. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I was set on those 4, and I was like, okay, I need to think of like a final 2. And then on the train, I picked Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, okay, I need a final one. And honestly, I'll be honest, I definitely messed up the final pick. I wrote it as I was writing my team sheet, and I went for Trevenant. I went on PV Poke. I literally just did a basic, like, what am I weak to? And I dashed Trevenant in there. Now,
dude, I'm pretty sure Feraligatr beats Trevenant Shields up.
Yeah, well, the thing is, actually, funnily enough, Trevenant actually put in a lot of work. So I'm not saying Trevenant's bad, because it was surprisingly good. Yeah. However, it was not good in my team. Like I used it, but I could have supported it a bit better. So
wait, say your 6 again. So Registeel, Trevenant,
Shadow Dragonair, Dugong, Shadow Gligar, and Shadow Feraligatr.
That's a funky team.
Yeah, I mean, the first 4 was like fine. I think also I didn't really use Registeel that much. I don't really know if I back it at the moment.
Yeah, did it feel like you needed alignment? Because that feels like a very alignment heavy team.
No.
Okay.
It was, so the thing is, what did I enjoy using? So obviously Shadow Gligar, I will put that in every team I play. I think it's the best mon. Like I will never drop that because it's just so versatile. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So Shadow Gligar, obviously enjoyed playing. Shadow Feraligatr was my first time using it properly, and honestly, it put in a lot of work. Like the pacing's good enough where if you just give yourself an energy advantage, you'll do well. What was the other one? Shadow Dragonair. Honestly, I didn't use it that much. I think there was one game where I felt comfortable using it, and every other game I just didn't feel like it could.
Isn't it really safe though, or were there a lot of fairies and stuff?
No, it wasn't even the fairies. It was like, I don't know. Like I played one A/ team. I mean, my whole team was weak to A/ anyway. But like,
yeah, that's true.
It was. I think it was things like Skarmory, for example. Like I had a bit of a Skarmory weakness, and it was like it just didn't make me comfortable bringing the Shadow Dragonair as opposed to something else that was weak.
Well, Trevenant has play into it at least, right?
Exactly, yeah. Trevenant was pretty good in that sort of situation. So, and then also, for example, the Annihilate. If someone's got Skarmory Annihilate, I don't really feel like I can bring that Shadow Dragonair because I'm losing to both. I'm not outpacing anything. So I only really bought it to like one match, I think. The Dugong was sick. I love Dugong. Dugong is so good. Because it just does what it's supposed to do, right? I'm not necessarily trying to win anything. I'm putting off people, either bringing or safe swapping their Altarias or like their Glygars. But then at the same time, like I will bring it into most matches, even if it's going to get a counter user on it, because it's great for baiting out counter users. It's great for like,
it's not terrible into Lantern either.
Exactly, so I really like Dugong. That was really good. And like I said, Trevenant was actually really good. And I think it's just because I didn't have certain checks to certain things. So like, if I needed something for the Skarmory, that could cover like Skarmory and Annihilate or Skarmory and Lantern. It was like, okay, well, let me just throw this.
Trevenant is your Skarmory counter. I know you should be struggling.
Yeah, I know. Well, I had to make the best with what I could in it, and Trevenant.
Did you make top cut?
I did, yeah. I made top cut, and I actually finished 3rd, 4th, so I got some points.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah.
Oh,
I lost, so my
I thought the tea and pizza feeder teams were going to underperform, but it seemed
Bruv,
like
let's cut down in it. Yeah,
I mean the winner of the cup was from the main team though, so let's get things straight.
Tomahawk
here.
won, and actually, like I played Tomahawk. So I lost 3 times, right? 2 of my losses were to Tomahawk. 1 of them was to WTM Go. My first loss to Tomahawk.
WTM Go on the main team too.
No, he's on our team.
He's not. Okay, he's not here in Paris.
Okay. So my first loss to Tomahawk, I think I actually feel like both matches I had a lot of room to win, but I think the first one I let him catch something dumb, and I feel like it kind of set me back quite a bit from there. Because I think
let me pull up his team because I saw. What the heck is his username? It's not Tomahawk UK.
It is.
No, Tomahawk UK posts up a different Pokemon thing on X.
Is it?
Yeah, Tomahawk UK is not some random guy.
100% is.
No, definitely not. I mean, you could say 100%.
Tomahawk underscore UK.
Well, yeah. That's okay. See, that's you went from 100% to just completely correcting yourself in 2 seconds. Okay, yeah. So he ran Cresselia, Shadow Gligar, Arctibax, Lantern, Ready Seal, and Frogger. Man, this guy's bold. He be posting.
No, that's the wrong. That's my other teammate actually, Kareem.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah, no. Tomahawk just retweeted it. Sorry, that's my bad.
Yeah.
Wait, what did Tomahawk run? He didn't even post it. Oh, no. It's in the comments, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, Kareem is bold because that screenshot is a lucky Arctibax, so now everyone knows the potential IV spread there. But Altaria, Annihilate, Shadow Gligar, Lantern, Shadow Skarmory, Vigoroth. Shadow Skarmory, really?
Yeah, I think he was saying basically. So WTM Go is known for his Shadow Skarmory, and I think. Wait, no. Okay, no. He did EUIC with Skarmory, and I think he was using Shadow Skarmory like earlier this season or something like that. So
what does that do with Tomahawk though?
Oh, he was like he recommended it to him, and he was like, "Yeah, okay."
So, gotcha.
Yeah. So what I struggled with honestly was the Vigoroth.
You didn't have an Annihilate, right?
Vigoroth, I didn't have an Annihilate, so I didn't have a Vigoroth answer at all. So
what was it, Trevenant?
Yeah, honestly.
I gotta bring Trevenant into triple flyers every time.
Bro, it was so difficult, yeah. So it was, and the thing is, it was going okay, but like in the first 2 matches, it was going okay. Like the first match, like I said, I let him catch something, and it kind of like set me back a bit. Second match, I kind of like I miscounted somewhere. And then as soon as I miscounted, I panicked and I was like, oh crap. And so I
wish I could watch that.
Yeah.
I wish that was on stream.
and as soon as
Missy looked stressed.
Thinking back to it, I should have just stayed in that matchup because actually, if I'd have stayed in, even if I'd lost the matchup, I would have got good farm on, I think it was the Trevenant, and actually the Trevenant would have ended up doing really well. So, but then the second time I played him, I just got whooped.
The guy even worse than the first time around.
It was way worse. I got whooped the second time.
Were you just like outplayed or like he outcomped?
The thing is, it was straight RPS, yeah. But also you got to consider the fact that Tomahawk's obviously thought about like the first 2 matches and been like, okay, well, obviously it seems like, these things are good here. And he completely called me and I was like, what can I do, So, I just got whooped. But yeah, Tomahawk went 5-0, I think.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah. So,
didn't lose a single match?
No.
That's crazy.
Oh, wait, is that how it works? Oh.
Yeah. He didn't.
Oh, yeah, but I thought you meant games as well, but I don't know.
Oh no. Sorry, series. I
they didn't say
guess.
it then.
Wait.
Yeah.
So how many rounds of Swiss were there? 3 rounds.
4. 4?
4 rounds.
5 rounds of Swiss.
Oh, so he was 5-0 in Swiss, and then he went
Right,
undefeated in the.
So
So
I
he was
guess
like 7-0.
7-0, yeah.
That's impressive.
8 actually.
Oh, 8-0, yeah, because it's just
yeah. So yeah, 8-0.
You're right. You keep aspiring to be like Tomahawk, I guess.
Yeah, no. Do you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Innit? Like I said, this was my first. This is my first tournament back in London. This was my first tournament with all the Team Pizza guys, and also this was my first tournament. Like, I would say with the team in general, because, I think like Warsaw, for example, when Tomahawk came second, it was like him and my brother, and then like a few of the other tournaments prior to that, there was a few of us there. I guess there was a decent amount of us at LCQ, but majority of last season I missed it. So this was like my first time with a lot of the rest of the team. And honestly, I mean, I was like, I'm gonna put it to bed after EUIC, and maybe that will still be the case. I mean, I might have to go to Bologna, because
that's this
it's
meta
more
too,
like,
right?
No, it's the start of the. Oh, it's the weird. It's going to be the weird one.
Oh, it's going to be just like Utrecht, right?
Yeah, but then also they have the issue
the buffs happen like literally in the middle.
In the middle. Yeah, so it's going to be, who knows what that'll be.
Okay.
But basically, I need to visit some family in Italy, so I was like, might just go and compete,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was quite a nice weekend, and I think it kind of got me a bit more inspired to do it. I guess when you like hang around with people who are like that enthusiastic about it, gets you a bit more enthusiastic as well.
Yeah,
so I'll be entering some more locals, I think, for sure.
Well, yeah, you're just playing your teammates at those, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah. So it was good. You know what? I'm happy. I got points, so it means I'm above 200. So I just need to do decent at some locals and decent at UIC, and I can get a qualification, which is kind of cool.
Okay.
But I'm also happy that I did well, considering that my prep has been less than I would have liked to have prepped, just generally so far. So
that's less than like, even more other people like to prep. So
he's
what he's saying is he didn't prep at all. He just went in there blind, making the team on the train.
But
let me go and PV Poke Team Builder and see what would be a good substitute as my 6. Oh, Trevenant. Okay, I'll trust you, Kakuna. Let's go.
Hey, shout out to Kakuna. But yeah, it was a lot of fun, and happy to get some points.
Nice.
Some points.
Well, Tomahawk holding it down.
Yeah,
proving to everyone why the Team Pizza, the original team, is still better.
Hey, like I said, what was it? Second place and third place from my team, and then an additional top cut. I feel like
wait, second, third place for what? What were you talking about? From your team,
in that local. Yeah.
Oh, what about the main team? Who went from the main team? Went besides Tomahawk?
It was first place and third place. So
what? Oh, so
wait. How does this? Oh yeah. First. No. First place and fifth place, because Nesbeth and
Gotcha.
So yeah,
you guys skimmed out some points. I actually have a similar setup this upcoming weekend. It's a cup and challenge on Saturday.
Nice.
So we'll see.
So I was chatting to Dean, and he's been mainly trying to get all the. Oh, I should stop doing that because it messes with the camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, your intro is so blurry. I don't even know what's going on. It's looks like I need my glasses prescription ASAP.
So I was chatting to Dean while on the train, and he was so he's been trying to organize a lot of the London ones, and still London is kind of falling behind compared to like other parts of the UK, but there's a lot of potential there because there's a lot of
Aren't there a ton of people that live in London though?
Yeah, exactly. It's just about getting the stores to do the thing. But I'm kind of
No,
so
you guys are doing
one
great
thing
though. Double cup in one weekend. We've never had that. I've gone
that
to
wasn't even in
one.
London though. That
What's
was
in the
like a bit
surrounding
outside
area?
London.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah, yeah,
surrounding area. No, like in the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
greater Los Angeles area, there's been only 2 cups, and I've gone to one of them. It was the LA tour
Yeah.
one. That's it.
Yeah, but do you know what the thing is? Is that like I think with the UK, right? You'll have cups in all these random places, but they're pretty accessible
Mhm.
because of the train system. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, for example, tonight, this is like Tuesday night, right? But
Yeah.
apparently there's a cup in Nottingham.
Okay.
Nottingham, roughly around like the middle to upper part of the UK, or like more
Mhm.
around the middle, to be honest. But you can get a train and it'll take you maybe like 1.5 hours, something like that.
Okay.
So it's like relatively
One and a
most
half
of these
hours is kind
places
of
are
a
relatively
decent amount of
accessible.
time.
It is, but it's like 1.5 hours for you. Where would that get you?
Pretty far, actually. Outside
Would
of
it get
LA
you
for
like more
sure.
cups?
They just aren't people that live in those areas as much.
Yeah, that's
Like
the thing, innit? So it's
the
like,
furthest I've driven for a cup was 40 minutes. Or for a
yeah,
challenge for a local.
yeah. But it's like for us, 1.5 hours will get you 3 cities away.
One and a half hours one way.
Yeah, one way.
Oh, that's a trek.
Yeah,
Holy.
but it's like 3 cities away, like I
Dude,
said.
you're on the
So
train for
it's
one
like,
and a half hours. You could have at least like scrimmed and built a better team in that time.
no, yeah. We were also on the train for 1.5 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1.5 hours got you Trevenant.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
1.5 hours got you team that's 6 times week to Vigoroth.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah,
Anyway.
so basically so obviously we found out earlier this week that I guess we knew this already, but it was like further confirmed that the championship points from locals will stop at the end of this current season. And so once we hit June,
Mhm.
June? Yeah, June.
Yeah, I think it's June.
The only points you'll be able to get are obviously from
And
the few regionals, or I guess the 2 regionals that are the one regional that's that weekend, right? Or is
PJCS
there
and
an American
Bologna,
one?
right?
Yeah. So and PJCS isn't even championship points. So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
guess Bologna and then NAIC.
Yep.
So those are the last opportunities to get championship points
Mhm.
this season. However, all the locals, I believe I'm right in thinking that all the locals that are happening from June onwards, you get championship points from them and
For
they'll
next
count
season.
towards next season.
Yeah.
I
That's why
think
some
that's
people
great
start out the
because,
season with like 100 something points and you're like, what the heck? How?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's going to be sick because obviously it's a bit of a it's like nice to start early, but it's also like very low stakes in terms of it's right at the beginning of the season.
Right, and
Um, you
you
know,
know at that point if you need to book your flights or not, right?
yeah,
Because if you
exactly.
wait
And
too
also,
long, yeah,
yeah, exactly. And I
it'd be
think
weird.
also, what's good is we're probably at a good point right now slash this upcoming season to focus on developing the locals.
Mhm.
Because I think I've heard a lot of complaints from people, and obviously, like I said, I haven't been in London, but not saying complaints from London, but like I've heard complaints from people saying they don't have locals near them, or like they're having issues with their stores and stuff like that. And I don't have a solution for it, but one thing I do want to do over the next couple months is see if I can work with some professors to maybe make some sort of guide that we can publish on Dracoviz or something like that, both
Yeah.
for the players and also for the tournament organizers,
Mhm.
that really simplifies everything and like clarifies things. Because I've also heard things like, this tournament organizer didn't know how many people were supposed to go to Top Cart, and one of them, didn't want to do a Top Cart, and like all these different things where it's like we need like a obviously there's the guide on Pokemon, but it seems like people don't understand it that well. So maybe
They're
like
just not
with some
reading it,
graphics
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, nobody's nobody's reading, but maybe also a guide on how to get your local TCG store to start hosting Pokemon Go stuff as well,
Mhm.
and maybe how to talk to them about about it and the kind of things that they might be expected to do.
Yeah.
And hopefully by if like maybe if that effort is put in from the July to September season,
Mhm.
hopefully by September most people will have locals to go to. And honestly, like the UK is absolutely vomiting out cups and challenges at the moment,
Yeah.
which is great. Obviously, like I said, not as many in London, but the numbers can increase. And I think it's only about time until everyone has really good access to locals.
Yeah, I think so too. And honestly, the website is actually really good as well for those that don't know how to use it. You can, what do you call it? You can check essentially your specific points, and it shows actually when you go to the Pokemon Go leaderboard, or really VGC or TCG as well, you can log in, and then it can show your history of tournaments of where you're at, right? And what percentile you're at. What percentile are you at, by the way?
I don't know. What does that mean?
Like in terms of out of championship points out of the whole world.
I don't know. I'm like that. I'm only like 200, so probably not very good.
Oh no, that's pretty high. I think I'm only at 200 something. I'm at top 7 percentile.
Maybe I'll probably be the same. What are you at? 200 and what? I'm at like
256. I don't know if that's accurate or not, because
you did.
I know that huh?
Well, you did some recently or something.
No, there was one that just never went through, so I had to call the shop, and then they said they were going to enter in, but I can't. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I could. Yeah, you find out your My Play Pokemon page, so it shows the history of all your stuff, which is really cool. So it shows like how many points I got at where, blah blah blah.
I got a bone to pick with this Play Pokemon page later on, and
what happened?
So I guess we'll get into it a bit later in it with the T topic in it. But.
Yeah, I think I'm still missing the one. I need to maybe call them again and see, but I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, I'll figure that out. But I think I'm still missing one of them. That being said, yeah, so it'll be cool, but yeah, something to know for those who are trying to qualify for Worlds is you have until June for the locals.
Yeah.
We have some quality of life changes from Niantic. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. Now, so okay, remember I brought this up ages ago, right? When they first did like the random ass quality of life thing, I think it was like Heal All or something like that. It was before it dropped, but it was like some players were getting the Heal All button, and it was like the grass and stuff. Now, okay, I'm not gonna lie, the grass right now kind of annoying me because you have the option to turn it off.
Huh? Oh, I didn't even notice the grass much.
Oh, okay, the grass. Oh, is it?
I don't know. I don't know.
You know, like all these new backgrounds and stuff.
Yeah, I haven't really even noticed it.
Is it? It's really annoying for me. You know, it sometimes lags when I try and catch stuff. But like
didn't come off for me,
yeah. So I've got all the new grass stuff. There's an option to turn it off, but it seems like it doesn't work because I've clicked turn off and it's still there. It's like the enhanced graphics thing. So it's annoying as well because it even says on the enhanced graphics it's like may drain battery. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I want it off.
Yeah,
it's still there.
That sounds like
but yeah, when they were announcing a lot of these things, it seemed like no one was asking for them, right? But they were things that were welcome, and it seemed like someone was working on something in it. Yeah, I knew it would only be a matter of time. Yeah. So what do we get? We got swap your buddy from the actual Pokemon screen. Yeah.
That's not really that big of a deal for me, but that's cool though. Yeah,
but it's useful. Do you know? But this is the thing in it. It's like it's these small things, yeah. But it just shows that like someone's actually paying attention, and it feels like there's someone whose job right now is to make all these little things, and I love it because
for our Niantic listeners, give them some props on our behalf, right?
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, maybe it might not be the specific Niantic listener, but it could be a colleague of theirs. Yeah. Let your colleague know they're doing a great job, right?
Let them know. We're loving it. Yeah, loving it. So you got swap buddy from the screen. Apparently there's I guess this comes under it as well. So or maybe I guess this is the community program, but it was also announced recently that if you check in with your local community ambassador at community days, you'll get a free paid research.
Yeah.
Which is also great, Yeah. It's a nice little, it is like obviously it's not it's only 99 cents, but
it's something nice, cool. Yeah, it's nice to have. Nice. Especially incentivize more engagement with the community ambassadors.
Exactly. Like you have to be there in person. Yeah. And also I'm hoping this is a lot of these kind of features are things that can roll their way into locals, because I know some community ambassadors are involved in locals as well. So it would be cool if there was like, maybe if you attend a local, you get like a pack of charge TMs or something like that, from the code. I think they give codes at locals. I haven't checked what my one was, but I think that would be kind of cool, and it shows like that they're going in that sort of direction. We might be getting, or I think we are getting, hairstyles. And
when
like body shape changes and face shape and all sorts of stuff.
This is something that's pretty big, I feel like, for the upcoming few weeks, because when you lose this bet, I want you to change your avatar to look like Misty. I changed my avatar to make my hair blonde recently. I think it's only fair for you to change your avatar to a woman's avatar, to throw some orange hair, to make it look as close
I'll do a little design
to as Misty as you can.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Provided it goes that way, but
imagine, dude, you know how cool it look when
on stream.
Yeah, I don't know if they show the avatar on stream. No, they sometimes...
they do, innit, because they're throwing out the Pokeball, innit? And sometimes they're waiting. That's so ridiculous.
Honestly, that might win you some games. Even if you're off stage, right? You're battling someone, right? Not only are they cracking up at your Misty outfit, they log into the game and the battle, be like, "Wait, this is Misty too," and they're going to lose track of accounts, and there you go. All of a sudden, you got.
Do you know what though? Do you know what? Hopefully, like I said, I haven't been to any EU event in ages. Yeah. There might be some people who don't recognize my name. Yeah, they'll be sitting opposite me. They'll be like, "Who's this scrub?" Yeah. Dressed up as a woman, like he's dressed up as Misty. He's got his avatar as Misty. Like, Wagwan here, yeah. They don't know how to play the game. All them mons probably single moved, yeah. They probably double moved it on the train.
So I don't understand this about you. Why do you throw in Jamaican slang once in a while? I've been trying to figure that out.
I don't know if I said, but it's like a. Is that very? I guess a London thing.
It's a London thing to use Jamaican slang.
Yeah.
So have you seen that guy on YouTube, SideQuest?
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like he's your inspiration there. He's actually Jamaican though, so
yeah. It's like I guess with London slang, it's like a combination of loads of different things. So predominantly like Jamaican, but then you have a lot of like Nigerian. You have a bit of like Arab. A bit of like
what?
Stuff like that. So,
interesting.
Yeah. I grew up listening to a lot of dancehall as well, but I think a lot of people did. Which, speaking of dancehall, I wonder if I've been clipping this whole time. Anyway, speaking of dancehall, for all my dancehall fans out there, World Boss Vibes Cartel is free.
I don't know what you're talking about. So hopefully the listeners
know. If you know, you know. Yeah.
Yeah. Man, I don't know how many people actually know, but
you know what? If you know, drop down in the comments. Yeah.
We're gonna see zero comments about this.
Free World Boss.
We're gonna see no comments. This is a football thing.
Nah, he's a dancehall artist.
He's a what? A dance hall artist?
Yeah. So dancehall is like one of the main genres of music that comes out of Jamaica and like the Caribbean in general, I guess.
There's definitely going to be zero comments next we got this then. I thought you were saying like a football team's name that I didn't recognize. I was like, huh? I was like, what?
Vibes Cartel, he's like probably the biggest and most well-known dancehall artist over the last like 15 years, I'd say.
Wow. And I still don't know who that is.
Yeah. I'm just giving you the context anyway. And basically, he got imprisoned like around 10 years ago. Okay. And the funny thing is that like still from Jamaican prison, this guy is releasing albums. He's releasing songs every week. Like,
how does that happen? I was like, because there's some rap artists that do that in the US too. I just like, what happens? Like, they just come in, like they just bring a recording studio to him, like be like, yo, sing into this mic real quick during,
honestly,
during the regular visit.
Like,
be like,
you can bring a little,
we only got 5 minutes, so you can only do 2.5 songs real quick, right? We'll come back for the rest of the album next week.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's mad because actually he released an album in 2016, and that was, I would say, probably his most successful album because it was also the most commercially successful as well.
And
it like broke out of He was in prison at the time, bro. He released his best album in prison. It was
a lot
amazing.
of creative juices with all that free time. I guess.
Bro, it was so good. Anyway, back on track.
Okay,
oh yeah,
hairstyles.
so you can change your avatar. So this is great as well, because I think I remember this was one thing that Speedy used to always pick up on, right? Every time he was on the podcast, where he would
the beard.
Talk about, well, yeah, I guess he wanted the beard, yeah, but he would talk about the fact that, like, what does it say about a game that doesn't even let you change your hairstyle? Like, such a basic thing in games which have avatars, and yet we couldn't do that. But I mean, we're here 6 years later, or is it 7 now? I don't know.
It came out
It's
in 2016. Yeah,
nearly 8. Okay, well,
8 years.
Whoops.
Nearly
okay.
8.
So nearly 8 years later, we're here. Which is great. I think that's going to be enjoyable. I'm going to enjoy making my avatar actually look like me, which is going to be cool.
I look forward to the Misty one for sure.
Yeah.
What was this thing about PvP fixes?
So, okay, now here's the thing. So I think all the quality of life changes have been sort of leading up to this. Now, again, we don't have any confirmations on this. This was all data mined stuff as well. I know it was a combination of data mined stuff, but also some issues being added to the GBL issues list that Niantic actually published, right? And they acknowledged some issues such as like the one turn bring in. I think a lot of the issues were related to damage registration error. So, those situations where you get a charge move off when you're not supposed to, or you're one turn late and your opponent denies you, things like that. I think they're all related essentially to just a form of one turn desync, right? And it was acknowledged in the list of issues. I don't know if it said in like resolving or resolved or something along those lines, but there was also some like mind stuff which had to do with PvP. Now, I don't know the full extent of what it is until anything comes out. However, just the fact that there's been references to bugs. When was the last time a bug was referenced, man? Like, honestly, I don't think for months.
Yeah.
I think it's been a long time since a bug was even acknowledged, right? And we've been living with these for a very, very long time, right? I feel like they did a really good thing before. Was it? Even Worlds, honestly, we had these bugs. I remember loads of games which were kind of decided on that. So we're living with this stuff for quite a while. It's made judging very difficult as well, because you have that whole debate we had, like, maybe I think it was last month, where it's like, well,
what's rematchable?
If a desync happens early in the game, how do you deal with that when the judges are going to tell you that it happened too early for it to affect the game? It's true, but then how do you sort that out? So hopefully we've got someone addressing it now. Whoever's pushing these hairstyles, hopefully they're on it.
They might be in different camps, so because I think PvP is more specific. But
either way, I'm happy that it's being addressed, and this is also what I was hoping for when I saw quality of life changes randomly pop up. I was hoping that someone would just start tackling the things that maybe people aren't talking about. But maybe
bad too when it happens on stream at a big event. Exactly, and you're just like, everyone's like, dude, this game could have been so cool if it wasn't anything in issues, right?
We saw the Goiânia regional, and it was plagued with it in the top cut, and I know definitely there's some players who would have thought that they kind of got robbed. And you know what? Probably from both sides, because obviously the player who lost to the desync felt like they got robbed, but maybe also the player who won maybe felt like they could have won it if the desync didn't happen, so
they're like, I was going to beat you anyway, but now you're
like
arguing that
no one's winning in that situation, like both players are really losing.
I mean, I'd still rather be the winner, but
yeah. Well, you want to be the winner at the end of it. I mean, that's the person who's winning, really. But so hopefully I was like, because these came up this week, maybe it's a possibility that something's being pushed for Vancouver. Maybe that's a bit too thingy, but I think at least by EUIC, it feels like that would be a reasonable target, right? One of the biggest events of the season. seems like a good
the
target.
biggest tournament too that we've ever
so
had
far.
for Go.
Yeah, the biggest tournament so far.
Could have
It
been
seems
bigger
like a
too
good deadline.
if they had more space.
Yeah, it's
But
true. It's true. So hopefully this is something that will come soon. So
yeah.
I'm excited. I don't know. I think previously we've had fixes and like it feels good, but it also feels like sometimes a bit too little, or like maybe it's like just like a plaster over it, but not
Yeah.
really actually fixing the actual issue. Literally because of these quality of life changes, that's the only thing that's making me think that this time is different. Just looking at the way they're approaching everything else in the game, it feels like maybe this time will be different. So
yeah. Okay.
Exciting.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I like the optimism. Shout out to the Niantic peeps that
Niantic
have been
employee 1 and
working on
Niantic
it.
employee 2.
Hopefully there's more than 2 Niantic boys that listen to this, but I don't know.
Number 3 as well.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I know a number 1 for sure. The rest I'm not entirely sure, but we have a shadow event. So obviously we talked about this before, but we have some more info. I feel like Shadow Groudon will be the rocket thing to come out, which I don't know if it's like super meta relevant. Again, the tough thing with the shadows is you can't, like, if you get a bad one, you get a bad one, right? I'll probably spend like 1 rocket on it, but anything beyond that, like, I'll just wait till they come out in raids, I think.
What do you no, it's a bit too pure ground type, just makes it really bad for Great League.
Yeah.
Its stats are okay-ish, but
it's not,
I guess
it's not
just,
the play, I think. Yeah, it's not the play.
But
you could TM Frustration off, which is nice. New lineup for leaders and grunts. Please tell me there's a Totodile somewhere here, right? I know we've been saying it, but please hope it is somewhere. But yeah, more shadow stuff, shadow balloons and rocket stops and stuff everywhere. New shadow Pokemon, Pidgey, Darumaka, Gothita, Solosis. I mean, nothing really is crazy besides the Pidgey could be interesting.
What
if it makes a play in UIC?
It could potentially, you know. I mean,
that Trevenant gonna be looking real bad.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm bringing Trevenant to UIC, let's be honest. But yeah, I think it's interesting. So, okay, Pidgeot, also a majority of its bulk is in its HP. So it won't be losing as much bulk in comparison to how much attack it's gaining.
Okay.
And I don't know, like, you may be in situations where, I mean,
annihilate Lickitung.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
really
super
does.
baity though, which is kind of weird, but
yeah, I mean, it's a possibility that you could also run Aerial Ace, and it might actually just make it a bit more consistent.
Yeah, possibly.
And maybe Shadow Aerial Ace means that it's actually the play because it's doing a lot of, you know.
All right, a quick question: does it beat Shadow Gligar?
Let's see. So we've got Shadow Gligar. So I guess they're. Do you know what? I think I'd assume so because they're pacing at the same amount, and I reckon the Pidgeot would win CMP. Yeah, the Pidgeot wins CMP. So it's just one of those matchups, right? However, the Shadow Gligar wins the 2s and the 0s. So yeah.
Wait, how do you see me the Shadow variant? Are you doing speculative or?
Oh, I wasn't singing the Shadow variant at all.
Oh, well, what the heck is the difference? Yeah, I mean, that's a big difference.
Okay, here we go. Shadow variant, Gligar wins the one.
No. How do you send me the Shadow Pidgeot? Are you on speculative or something?
No, I clicked on Shadow.
I don't see Shadow on Pidgeot.
Like, as in, like, you go to normal Pidgeot and then you scroll down and you click on.
Yeah, I don't have that as an option.
Do you not?
No. I don't have Mega Form.
No. You click on Pidgeot. You use normal Pidgeot. Now you scroll down.
To like where the I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, Pidgeot loses the 1 shields because it just gets farmed down, unfortunately.
It wins the 1 shields on my end.
2 shields as well. It wins the 1 shields on yours.
Are you going straight Aerial Ace? Yeah, it wins. It loses the 0s and 2s though.
Oh, you've probably got like a default IV thing going on, right?
I did. Well, now it bumped up to rank 1s, and rank 1s, the Gligar still wins the 0s and 2s.
Yeah, the Gligar wins.
I think it's going to be losing some coverage, right, compared to like Gligar, but could be interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, I think it could be interesting. I mean, if it hits hard enough with Aerial Ace, it could even be a play to just do Feather Dance Aerial Ace as well.
Yeah.
Depending on how hard it hits. So.
Wait, so there's a few Pokemon in raids. Are the raid IVs for Shadow different?
I think it's 6 base IV.
Okay. Oh, right. That makes more sense. Okay. Well, because I was only saying that because there's a Shadow Wobbuffet in raids, and you want to get like decently higher IVs to run that one. But everything else is nothing crazy, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most significant one there would be the Poliwag and the Barboach.
Mm-hmm.
Those seem to be the most significant ones. If you haven't already got one, sometimes just getting one is better than having none, right? So, good opportunity.
That's true. We got
and maybe. Yeah, that's pretty much it. To be honest.
Yeah, and then we got Volibee in the wild, which is pretty big.
Yeah, that's cool. Actually, that's really cool.
Rest in peace, my Pokegames Mana Buzz.
It's about time. Yeah, it's about time.
Hey,
need them good Wallabies.
Yeah, these it's okay. Just bring them. My Bassie's going to enjoy any stat product Mana Buzz. I'm just saying. We got Inkay Spawn in the wild too, which I'm looking forward to because, like I said, I still need a good Malamar for Great League. But and the Sable after it does, everything else is pretty okay. Shiny Sandal as well debut, but that's about it. So honestly, I'm just looking forward to some hopefully Shadow Totodile back in
Rockets,
the stops.
And also, although those are the new Shadow Pokemon, there's still a possibility that the leaders might get different ones. None of those new ones.
Yeah, but usually it's like a throwback to something that's been released before.
Okay, so we could see some like interesting ones coming back into rotation. So,
for the leaders,
I think just anytime there's a new Shadow event, it's always exciting because of that.
Yeah, Lapras would be cool too, but Lapras just kind of irrelevant these days.
Yeah,
that was a good one back in the day. Shadow's Seal would be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Shadow's Seal, and then they rebuff Walrein.
Yeah,
could be good.
Maybe to play.
Yeah. We also have a community day event upcoming, and that is the Bagon Community Classic.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be April 7th, which is EUIC weekend, I believe.
Yep.
But just Bagon, nothing crazy.
Yeah.
Nothing
Fortunately,
wild.
I'm already good for that. I got like a lucky 98.
It's just like, what are you even gonna use it for, right? Besides the mega variants, so
just Master League, like team format.
Yeah,
I think that's probably the only.
That's about it. Maybe for some raids, but
raids.
That's just a quick one.
Nice.
Yeah. Anyway, we have GBO, and I hit 2,500, so time to get the Loudred out. What elo you at right now? Out of curiosity.
Man, I don't know, like 2350, something like that.
Okay.
It's not great. I think I might. I'm thinking like, you know what? Maybe I should just dabble in Master League. Yeah, I wasn't intending to play Master League.
So I tried some, and I dropped a bunch of elo in the process. I got way better at Master League though over the course of like the past few days, but my elo hasn't fluctuated much, but it's still like 2,500. But I finally found the groove. I'm using Palkia Origin. You have the hundo of that. Zacian. I dumped like 80 something rare XL candies into it because I just didn't have the XL. So I was like, I might as well just max out. Zacian, super strong still, and Ho-Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, because you know why? Because all these freaking people running this Kyogre double charm team everywhere. It's Kyogre, Safe Swap Togekiss, and then Primarina in the back. Because you have like a really hard check to Palkia Origin right in the back.
I really don't want to play it.
Yeah. So that's why I ran this team, because I kept running into that team and I kept getting cheesed by people. And I finally ran this, and I only found one person ran it, but it was Math Magic Timmy that ran it. And Timmy loves these fast attacks. He's always running these Shadow Vig charm teams. I don't know why.
You know what I noticed? He doesn't even like. I noticed every time he posts is like, I reach like expert or whatever.
He
never puts the team.
The moment I saw that Kyogre lead, I'm like, yo, Timmy's running that double charm team. I knew. I instant swapped to the Ho. I think I might swap before he swapped the Togekiss. I knew it was coming. I was like, but I best buddy my Zacian, and it actually has been throwing people way off. because
Why?
you could beat the Primarina if you're
Mm.
in when you have like the 2 shields
You're
with
using quick attack.
yeah, quick attack. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With Zacian, because you survive long enough to get off an additional wild charge.
Wow.
It's better into Xerneas as well, because Xerneas, I think typically, if it's not best buddy, they land a Moonblast and they land close combat, take you out. But with the best buddy on the Zacian, you survive the close combats. So people have been double shielding their Xerneas trying to win Switch against me, and they can't because my Zacian actually survives the close combat, whereas the best non-best buddy I don't think does. And I only just best buddy just because it was either that or the Ho. I don't have the Palkia ready, and I just figured Ho best buddy. It's like it's still a 5-turn move, like it's not really gonna help as much. Whereas Zacian, I felt like it helped him more, and turned out to be pretty solid. So yeah, I got pretty good at running the team, and like you see freaking Landorus leads like all the time. I'm catching Landorus lead like every other battle. So it's still not that clean because sometimes they have Dialga Palkia in the back, and the Palkia in the back is usually like a huge pain. So I just I found ways to play around it essentially, but
I was thinking of doing like honestly pretty BBML. Like
I mean, Master League, you can't really go that spicy anyway.
Yeah, that's true. No?
Like
Palkia, Landorus, and Xerneas.
Xerneas.
But I'm gonna have to invest some XLs into the Landorus.
Palkia, Landorus, Xerneas. Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, I think it's pretty basic. I've seen a few people.
Yeah. I think that's. I'm trying to think what you're really weak to, but it feels to be pretty strong. I mean, I guess fairy leads are super annoying, right?
Yeah,
like, you don't really have a fairy check on that team. At best, you have a mirror, but
yeah.
Mewtwo super annoying for that team. Mewtwo super annoying for my team too. There's no real Mewtwo check, so I'm just throwing the Octo right when I have it.
At the moment, there's
a lot of Mewtwo. I see a lot.
But as in like no real Mewtwo check because there's not really any like dark types or anything like that.
No, I saw one Yveltal and like it just got destroyed by one Sacred Fire. Like it just doesn't do much. Yeah. I was like,
I was considering maybe putting Yveltal because I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to like pump rare XLs into Landorus.
No, it's too frail. It's too frail. Landorus makes sense though. It's actually very strong.
Yeah.
We'll figure out time to do our stream then for your Loudred. It's eligible starting Friday, but
let me quickly check one thing, right?
What you checking? So
I have a matrix that I made, which is like it's you know.
You don't need to tell me the team. You can surprise me on the team.
No.
Right?
It's just no. It's not that. It's like I have a matrix that I made, which like pretty much just lists all the like relevant Great League mons. So it's like whenever I'm team building, I like
yeah.
That, right? Okay, let's see what Loudred can beat.
Lickitung, I assume.
Okay, Lickitung doesn't even beat Cress. Shadow for Alligator.
Does it beat Mandibuzz? Does it beat Shadow for Alligator? You need like 2 shields, right?
It beats Shadow for Alligator.
Does it beat Mandibuzz?
Let's see. Where's Mandibuzz? It doesn't beat Mandibuzz, no.
Oh, I guess you're both throwing resisted right there.
Yeah, if it had a better flipping fast move, man. I can't even put return on it because I'm never going to reach return.
Boy, this is going to be a fun stream. Yo, even if Albert's in chat, he can't recommend you a good enough team for this one.
Let me see if it does anything with return. Let's see. Disarming voice.
Return's probably better for it.
No, but am I ever going to get to return? Come on, man.
With bite, probably not.
And then let me see a shadow as well, because like maybe I have a shadow. So okay,
you need
there's no differences if I run return.
Yeah.
However, the shadow. Oh, okay. The shadow drops.
Do you have the shadow? You need a hundo shadow.
Yeah, I've got something close, I think, but it picks up normal for Alligator, Skeledirge, Shadow Dragonair, and Shadow A slash.
Yeah, I think you just run the non-shadow.
Save
your dust too.
Yeah.
When do you want to do it? You want to do it your Sunday? I'll be free then. I think.
I'll have to see. I'll have to see what seems ideal.
Well, you tell me. I can't do Friday or Saturday.
Can I let you know later?
Yeah, you can let me know later.
So I can actually like think of like what things I have to do and stuff like that.
Oh boy! After that stream, you might just be ordering the Misty outfit right then and there with how much you drop.
Let me just say, yeah, Lickitung safe swaps, yeah. Be careful. Be careful. Yeah, I don't know what. Yeah, if you know what you're in for.
Yeah. Does it beat Lickitung if Lickitung has 1 lick lead?
Let's have a look at the age-old matchup.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got Loudred and we got Lickitung, right? It's
how bad is it?
If they have a 2-lick lead, it loses. And it loses every other even shield scenario. So,
oh boy!
Yeah, it doesn't even beat Lickitung.
I can't wait for this stream. This is gonna be a good time. This is gonna be a good time.
Okay.
I know. I told you, I ain't losing another bet ever again against Anicor.
Hey, you know what? My laundry felt good. Yeah.
I mean, the Master League. I can't wait till Master League's back around too. After UIC, you gotta make something work for that one.
Yeah, don't worry.
Yeah.
Hopefully there's an underrated mon on PV Poke that maybe they gave it the wrong moves or something, you know.
The Master League, we'll see. So we got some tea this week. This happened probably, it's sometime last week because we didn't know about it last week when we covered it. But one of the biggest grinders in the community, content creator as well, I believe partner creator with Niantic, Fleece King was hacked. Or something happened, right? I don't know exactly how it happened, to be honest. But some guy, Master Warlord, we could just name the person, got access of Fleece King's account. And Master Warlord I've seen before on Twitter because they're like a spoofer and they're like, that's why I found out you could get like elite TMs from routes because Master Warlord tweeted about like, Master Warlord tweeted, I didn't mention it before because I don't want to give him publicity, but Master Warlord was like tweeting about how they were like doing like hundreds of routes a day and getting like multiple elite TMs from it, right? Yeah. Obviously the drop rate was low, but if you're just spoofing around for hundreds of routes, it's going to happen.
I think I realize how that works now though, because like if you get it, like the rewards are really good in it. So I imagine if you get a route to like level 3 or whatever the max level is, then it's like after that you've probably got a good chance of actually getting.
Dude, my route's still on like level 1 right now. So
is it? Yeah, oh man, I've got a new one here. Yeah.
How you be doing routes every day and still not getting any Stardust from these events? I don't
know. So it's a route to Sainsbury's, you know. It's like it's on the way to the shops.
Anyway, so Master Warlord got access to Fleece King's account, tweeted about it, and tweeted them transferring a Shundle Mareep. Fleece King obviously distraught about it, and then Niantic, I don't know what Niantic did, but they were able to give Fleece King's account back. And he didn't specify this, but from what it seemed like his wording, it seemed like he got all his transfer Pokemon back.
Yeah.
Which some people say is unprecedented, but I'm pretty sure that that's not the case because I saw some comments on people like, oh, people are only doing this Fleece King because he's like a well-known Pokemon celebrity or whatever, as a partner creator. They don't do it for the regular peeps and here and there. But there's a few differences here. One is that there's actually documented evidence that he got hacked by someone, right? True. They saw the transferring happen. Whereas other people, like, it might be happening offline and, like, people don't know, right? Like, it's hard to prove. The other thing is also, I saw comments underneath some of these tweets about it, and people were like, that's not true. My kid, like, my 2-year-old child or something, accidentally transferred something. I told Niantic about it, and they were able to recover my, like, Articuno or something from years ago, whatever. So it seems like, I don't know if that's true or not, but there were a few comments like that. So it seems like this might not be the first time something like that's happened.
I feel like I can believe that. I feel like something tells me I've seen that happen before as well.
Yeah. So, but maybe it doesn't happen in every situation, but it might be harder for Niantic to discern which times it actually happened. I know someone that actually accidentally transferred 1,000 Ultra Balls. They accidentally pressed like the back button, you know how it goes to like negative, and they actually just did it on like I think they did it on muscle memory because they're transferring like probably used to transfer like Great Balls and stuff. So I accidentally did it for all 1,000 Master Ultra Balls for like an upcoming like Go Fest or big global event or something. And they wrote to support about it, right? It's like, I'm sorry, like I know it's my fault. I accidentally did it. Is there any way you could do it, right? And obviously support didn't get back right away, so they grinded for like 400 more Ultra Balls or something like that. And support gets back like a day or two before the event. It's like, hey, like we're able to recover the ultra balls you transferred, but please like make sure like you don't do this again. It's like a one-time thing, right? We'll help you out. And I saw a screenshot, and the guy had like over like 2,000 items over his inventory storage. It was like almost 2,000 ultra balls, right? Because they got it all back, plus on top of the ones that he grinded regular. So anyway, these are like anecdotal situations, but like it seems like, I want to say it's unprecedented, but maybe it doesn't happen as often. But this is a very different situation. Someone's bragging about hacking all this stuff. People say like, oh, Fleece can spend like tens of thousands of dollars on the game, so maybe he has different priority. Maybe that's true, but like again, I've seen like random like nobody's tweet under, I would say nobody's, but lesser known people tweet with like no following, and they said that they also got something similar.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, yeah. Like if I was partnered with a company, or if someone's partnered with a company, personally, I wouldn't be surprised if the company helps them.
Yeah,
Like
I wouldn't be
you're literally
surprised.
partnered.
Even if that's the only case scenario, but at the same time, like it's not even the case. I don't know. There's some people are mad about this. I was like, I'm not mad. Like,
I don't really get that, but
I don't know. Like, whatever. Like, what's
it is
like? It sucks that some other people didn't get it back, but I'm not mad that Fleece King got it back. I'm just be more annoyed that other people didn't get it. Right? Yeah. Anyway, so obviously that all happened. The Master Warlord claimed that they didn't actually hack or anything. They did something else. I don't know what they did, right? Honestly, I don't really even care. Hopefully, if it's something on Niantic's end, hopefully they tighten up their security measures. If it's not, I don't know. I don't know what happened. But I think Master Warlord and Fleece King had some beef because Fleece King, I think, reported Master Warlord or something and got the spoofed accounts banned. I don't really know. I was just like reading some stuff on Twitter. Anyway, so later on, right, in the week, Master Warlord, because people were like, what do you do transfer besides the Shundo Marie, right? Mm-hmm. And Master Warlord's like, oh, I transferred like 100 different like Hundo shiny Pokemon that Fleece King had. So here's the video, right? And it shows a video of Master Warlord, and this is obviously recorded beforehand before Fleece King got it back, but it showed Master Warlord transferring like a Shundo Mewtwo. Obviously, Fleece King's going to favorite these stuff. So he was screen recording it, and in the process of unfavoriting the Mewtwo, he accidentally clicks on the AR, the photo thing instead. And it pulls up, it's like, hey, do you want to do AR mode? And then Master Warlord press maybe later. But it still pulls up. Like, it's not AR mode, just like snapshot mode. Still pulls up the AR thing. And you see in the background, and so it's Mewtwo, of course. You see in the background, there's a geometry book. And there's like a Dell computer number 8 or something, right? It's a geometry, at least in the United States, and I think in most places in the world, is a subject you learn in high school, maybe middle school if you're really smart, right? But in grade school, not in college, not afterward, right? So why would you have a geometry textbook unless you're not like a child, right? Actual child. A Dell with a computer number 8 on it looks like a school computer, right? They just like who labels their computers at home, right? Why would you have even 8 computers, right? An old school like Dell monitor, right? So they're probably in like their school library or classroom or something, right? And obviously you can see the timestamp when this happened. It's like 11 a.m. So they're in school probably doing this. So Master Warlord on their Twitter, I believe, says that they're from like the location is Czech Republic, but that's not the case. So a lot of people in the comments are like, "Hey, I know that textbook. Like that's the only textbook that only schools in California have, right? Blah blah blah." So, and a bunch of people commenting on it. And this is one of my absolute favorites. So I'm gonna read it. It's a long one, but it's a banger. So strap in, get some popcorn. It's from B-Man Rye, from B-Man Rye _ Pogo. I think they're mostly a raider stuff. They don't really do PvP stuff, but a grinder of the community. Not a huge following or anything like that, but definitely I think a lot of grinders and big high XP players and raiders definitely know of them. And this is what they wrote. This looks like a middle-aged person based on their avatar. Or a profile picture. They said, when I was in high school, 1998 to 2002, my judgment was just about as bad as yours is now. I hacked tons of people, mostly AOL AIM account takeovers, used several different Trojans, sub 7 being my favorite, ran a small botnet, wrote a keylogger, and wrote a Windows logon Gina hook, which I installed on my high school's Windows Active Directory domain controller. Ultimately, I told the wrong kid. He told on me, and I got suspended for 7 days for the AD hack. I'm very glad I got this out of my system 22 years ago before law enforcement caught up. When I got suspended for hacking the AD server, no one thought to call the police. If they had, the police in 2002 wouldn't even have known what hacking was. As someone that works professionally in computer security now, I assure you that you're not as smart, talented, or careful as you think you are. It took me about 10 minutes to find your high school. Clown emoji. Since you're a California high school student, you probably have no idea what the steps are between now and police knocking on your door. As someone that does computer security investigations and handles subpoenas all the time, let me briefly give you one plausible scenario. It starts with Niantic deciding you've caused financial damages and that they want to press charges. They could easily claim the PR disaster you've given them has impacted them financially. Legal investigation fees alone could run into the millions, which all get added to the damages. Niantic hires a law firm. The law firm identifies several laws you've broken, like the U.S. Federal Computer Fraud and Abuse Act, California Penal Code 502, unauthorized computer access and fraud, and California Penal Code 529, false impersonation. The law firm hires a computer fraud investigation company that employs people like me. Those investigators quickly identify your high school, and based on your video, they tell the lawyers they believe that at least some of the crime occurred using the high school's network. The firm files, and it's possible that I think in his video it showed a Wi-Fi, so he was definitely using the school network if that's the case. The firm files a lawsuit in California seeking approval from a judge to subpoena your high school for network records. They probably also subpoena Twitter and Google Gmail too. Since subpoenas take a long time and your high school is likely inept at handling technical subpoenas, a lawyer will drive to Fremont and chat with Principal Barrington in person, which is the principal of the school. They'll explain they represent Niantic and have filed serious charges against one of the students and believe that the student used the network to commit serious crimes. They'll show the principal your nice AR photo of you sitting next to Dell number 8 and will ask if they can be escorted through various classrooms, starting with geometry class, looking for the location where the crime took place. Once they have the location, they'll start interviewing teachers and students, asking if anyone knows of a student that brags about hacking. They'll narrow it down to you within minutes. From there, it could go a lot of ways. Since you're a minor, they could add your parents to the lawsuit instead, or try to convince a judge to try you as adults. Most likely, they'd want to avoid actually going to trial and would instead seek a settlement deal with you and your parents. Depending on your parents' assets, they could vary from tens of thousands to maybe as much as millions. Most homes in the Bay Area are worth millions after all. In all likelihood, though, Niantic already knows you're a kid and they just don't think they could get enough money out of your parents to make hiring a law firm worth it. Don't commit crimes like you're in the Czech Republic when you're actually subject to California U.S. law and shit at covering your identity. What a
when
time.
he posted that, the quickness of the deletion of the
they
post
deleted the
above
video.
Was wild.
Yep. Yeah, I mean the AR thing, it's just like it just screams like immature child that's still in their developmental stages for sure, right? And like it's wild. And of course,
do you know what's funny about this comment as well? It's like you remember that that old Navy SEAL copy pasta?
Yeah.
It's like that, but like the guy's not taking the piss. Like he's actually.
I don't know the Navy SEAL copy pasta, but
do you know?
No, no. But
thought you would.
But this was legit. And then someone commented underneath this comment said, destroyed him. Dang. Also, this reply in my local Discord was right. However, for safety, he didn't want to disclose to high school the day this happened. And in this local Discord, it said, bro, the person who spoofed was at my high school in the transferring video. Yeah. So they know. So they know who this is, or some people can. Yeah, I mean, and this guy's like still like liking some of the comments that are like, someone says something about this person that commented used a map or something. So aren't you also subject to blah, 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 whatever. And this like Master Warlord is liking that comment. I'm like, so clearly they seen it, but like what? Yeah, it's pretty wild. So, and there's another tweet underneath this. They also said, yeah, this guy also exposed himself because they commented under a Keemstar tweet, right? Like the drama alert guy saying like something about the 49ers, which is a football team in the US from California. And they're like, oh, who's rooting for them? Or blah, 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 whatever. And then they're like, whoa, I live in San Francisco, so that's why I'm rooting for them. Like they literally like expose themselves in a reply tweet to Keemstar. So yeah,
that's ridiculous.
So what? Like what a joke. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope the kid doesn't get sued and all this stuff, but I hope they learn a lesson. I don't know they have though. The thing they're still posting like they're like think they're like hot stuff, but that tweet
I mean,
had me
Master Warlord
dying.
most likely isn't listening, yeah. But I think there's a couple things here, right? There's one, you can kind of see how, you know, I think like the allure for this is the attention. Do you know what I mean? Because I think someone who was actually just trying to take revenge and trying to be, you know, strictly malicious, would be very careful about the kind of trail they're leaving. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
In it, also wouldn't be, you know, chatting to friends and, you know, bragging about it and all that sort of stuff. In fact, I don't think they'd reveal their identity at all, because that part is just unnecessary, right? If all you want to do is you know, hack someone and transfer their stuff, there's no reason to make a Twitter post about it.
No,
right?
no. They wanted attention, and they want if you just hack Fleece King and like or anyone delete their stuff, like Fleece King would still be upset, right? But you wanted like praise or whatever attention for it, right? Not even praise, because I know like I think they unless they're that dumb, they probably expected some type of backlash. No, there's some like random spoofers or people that are also like super toxic or whatever that like praise them for it, but praise them for it, but I don't know, But
on
they
the other
clearly
hand,
want
I
the
think,
attention, right? Or like try to rile people up. Yeah.
I think you know, obviously I don't know like how good they are with computers, but I'm assuming that, you know, they have some knowledge which is like maybe more advanced than most people their age, right? You could use that for such good stuff. Do you know what I mean? Isn't it?
Yep.
You know, you don't have to be hacking people. You could create stuff. There's so much you can do with that kind of knowledge. And I don't know, hopefully this is like a wake up call for them, and they you know, do exactly what they said on the, I don't know, maybe
I
it
hope
won't be
so,
in it,
but yeah, I don't know if they're gonna just double
hopefully.
down or not. They're just bragging about how they're spoofing this stuff, and still, so
it's not really anything to brag about, though, is it? Like
no.
even if like people spoof, do you know what I mean? Innit? Yeah, it's like it's not like you're the only one who does it, innit? But
yeah, someone commented underneath. They said under that post I just read and said, "This is fascinating. As someone with expertise in the topic, do you know if there is a similar case where a gaming company took legal action after a hacking of this nature?" And then Master Warlord responded, "I looked for that too. Couldn't find it. Laughing emoji." I don't know if you want to be the first one, all right? But
I mean, look at that GTA one, right? That geezer went to jail.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, obviously it wasn't the exact same thing. Basically, someone, I think it was a teenager from the UK as well.
Yeah.
They leaked they leaked some parts of the upcoming GTA game that's still not out, right?
Right.
And I think this was a couple years ago. And Rockstar sued them, or maybe not even sued them, but they went to jail basically. Or they definitely got a criminal record from it.
That's crazy.
Wait, let me double check this.
It might have been a settlement. Yeah. Don't spread misinformation.
No, I don't think it was a okay. Handed indefinite hospital order.
Hospital order?
Sentenced to life in a secure hospital. Okay, there you go.
Wait, why? Life. They were sentenced to life? Why?
Yeah.
Why would they sentence to life for a GTA leak? I don't understand. What they declared, like declared like mental illness or something? I don't understand.
Nah, so basically, I think what it was is they did the hack, right? And I think they said that they would never do it again, and then they just went and did some more like cyber crimes.
Yeah,
and they've been deemed a risk to the public because they still want to commit cyber crimes. Apparently, they're autistic and unfit to stand trial, and so
they're in like a mental institution, I guess.
Apparently. I think so, yeah. I don't think that's a good solution personally.
No.
But the law is not on your side, so
no, it's
you know
not.
What I mean?
It's
not on your side.
And I don't think your parents want their assets taken up, in the process.
So yeah, small little shout out, slightly related to this, to my teammate X Penchu, who urged us to potentially unlink our Pokemon Trainer Club accounts. Yeah. And he was like, you can
Pokemon
just
Trainer
link
Club
it
account just
again.
doesn't feel as safe either in general.
This is the thing, right? The thing is, I've had
Don't do
my Pokemon Trainer
authentication.
Club account linked since the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Since 2016. And for me, it's just always nice to go to an event and not need to use Gmail. Yeah, I've never had to use Gmail at an event.
But it's not that hard though to use Gmail.
No, because you need to do the two-factor authentication.
But it's so easy. You just log. You know what happens? They send me a notification on my phone for YouTube. I just click yes, this is me. That's it. I don't even know.
Way more than I want to get involved in.
I mean, look, ain't no one gonna hack your account, right? They're gonna be like, man, this guy barely even played in the weather events, right? So you're probably chilling, right?
Well, this is the thing, yeah. I was like, you know what? Realistically, who needs to hack my account? Yeah, I don't need to unlink it. But I was like, you know what? He makes a good point. Yeah, you can unlink it and you can link it again before an event, no problem, right?
Oh yeah.
So I unlinked it, yeah, and I can't flip and link it again. They're like, this account is linked to another account. Well, no, it's not, because it was linked to my account.
Yo, maybe
and I just unlinked
maybe
it.
Maybe Penchu grabbed it as a joke.
Bruv, I'm so
Penchu on the main team pizza team or what?
Bro, nice on one of the other ones. But I also now and then I was trying to like log in, yeah. And I couldn't log in because apparently I don't remember my own Gmail password because I'm always using the Face ID. So,
wait, so how did you have to change your password? What happened?
To do some long thing where it was like it sent me a code and then it let me log in using the code and stress, man, stress. So now basically after
there might be a cooldown period. I think there might be a cooldown period. Maybe I don't know.
I don't know, man. It's been cooling down for over a week now.
Over a week?
Maybe not over a week.
Almost
like 4 or 5 days.
Since yeah.
So
interesting. Maybe if someone from Niantic knows, they can send you a DM with some info. But yeah.
Rev, I literally had that account for so long, man.
I thought you were shouting out Penchu. That doesn't sound like a shout out at all.
Yeah, no, it was a very sarcastic shout out. The opposite of a shout out. Yeah. On top of that as well, I don't know if you know, because the Pokemon Trainer Club account is the one that is linked to the leaderboards, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if this is a problem. Yeah. Obviously, I'm going to make another Pokemon Trainer Club account. I don't intend to use that for points or anything like that. But
no. So I think this club, it's just a trainer club account. Okay, it's different than the Pokemon trainer. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. Because I don't have a trainer club account, but I have a Pokemon trainer account for TPCI. Yeah. It's unrelated. Yeah. I think they're different. I'm pretty sure they're different. Yeah.
Long.
Yeah. Oh, what a time. Anyway, fantastic, hilarious tweet to wake up to this morning on reading. Yeah, that was pretty fresh. But all-time bet record now is 7-1 because I won the veteran bet as well. I'm going for lucky number 8 for this.
Bro, whose lucky number is number 8? Come on, man.
I don't know. What's your lucky number?
I don't know. I think it used to be 10, but that was just because my favorite footballer was number 10.
Oh.
I'd say maybe 13 now, just because that's in my screen name.
How are you judging people that have lucky number 8 and you have lucky number 10? What the heck is the significance of 10?
So many things come in 10s. How many things come in 8s?
The octagons, like stop signs. What things come in 10s? They say dozens. They don't say 10s.
But everything comes in 10s. Money comes in 10s. Like whatever you're counting comes in 10s. Stardust comes in 5s, as we've established.
So your number's even more basic than I thought, right? There's actually more things that come in 10s than. Anyway, whatever it is, you're losing this next bet. Let's just put it that way. There's no way around it. Start yeah, time to you should dye the eyebrows orange too. That's a real commitment. That's a real commitment.
Yeah, that's not
All right, we'll see how it goes. Anyway, best luck to anyone competing in Vancouver this upcoming weekend. What? Anyway, good luck to everyone competing at Vancouver. I don't know how big it is. It wasn't a lot of people signed up last time we checked, but maybe there's more people. Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully, it's more than last year's Vancouver. But there weren't a lot of people at Vancouver last year. So
yeah, I think every event has been having an upward trend. So
yeah. Anyway. Thanks all for joining in. We'll catch you all next week. But until then, peace out.
Safe.